hope
you
that
sure?
it should be.
Okay, now it's showing your life.
Thank you for kicking him in the shin for me, Wheelie Bin.
Just so you know, I now have evidence that you hired an assassin.
Do you now? I didn't
Yeah.
realize I hired an assassin.
Yeah.
Where's the
A shin
evidence?
kicking assassin. Well, I have someone kicking me in said shin. I have you thanking somebody for kicking said shin for you.
For
as you said in
having
your
someone
words.
do me a favor. That is very different from hiring someone to kill you. See? Wheelie Bin. He deserved it, did it out of his own free will.
Can't believe Teddy blackmailed you that quickly.
No blackmail. You're just unlikable.
Damn it. My self-esteem has to agree with that too.
Oh no.
Bullshit.
Fight back! Fight back! Do you remember when we were playing DVD with those people and they kept insulting me and I kept just agreeing with it and they're like, fight back, dude! I'm gonna put spice, or I'm gonna put salt in your food and make it spicy.
Salt in your food and make it spicy?
Yeah, because I'm white.
That is true. Salt is pretty big spice for you.
Ooh, a pile of snowballs.
I still remember the one time you just made that horrible joke and then just
No, it was
for 30 seconds.
more than that. It was so long.
That's what she said.
No, it wasn't.
I might throw one or two.
Why are you standing on my big toe? Just don't do anything with my mouth because I do have a canker sore too and it is annoying.
Do you actually?
Why I've been avoiding spicy food. What?
Do you actually?
Yeah, I actually do.
Gotcha.
That's why I was kind of laughing when you were talking about your canker sore. Because I have like one on like the lower right of my mouth, like right by my lower jaw.
I have one right here. And it's the bane of my existence.
Yeah, so it looks like yours is on the left and mine's on the right. Sounds about right. No seasoning's too spicy. Honestly, like, I was at the store yesterday because I finally picked up some more, like, of the gross sodas and stuff like that. And I kept going past where all the spicy noodles were that I did for that one challenge. I was like,
have you guys heard of a great idea shot? I went to the bar with a friend yesterday, and I was introduced to a shot known as the Great Idea Shot. Has anyone heard of it? I'd never heard of it before.
Now, here it comes.
I definitely have not heard of it, so I'm now curious.
You'd actually probably like it. It's 3 different types of rum with a pineapple chaser.
Ooh, that was good until you said pineapple.
Right.
Well, I can't have pineapple right now, so I chased it with orange juice, and it was actually pretty good.
Okay, orange juice does sound better. Okay, so yeah, we were gonna go back to your Skyrim quests, beacons. After pelting each other with snowballs. Adds extra amount of spice. I need to figure out how to find like a spicy curry, or like do a wings challenge for the next spicy.
Speaking of
stuff.
Skyrim, I'm feeling really cool right now.
You're feeling really cool?
Yeah, the way I'm just jumping between these lines.
Yeah, I think if you ever play Assassin's Creed, you will really enjoy it. I know I'm not beautiful, but hi, Teddy. How are you? You're in jail, thank God.
Bullseye.
After hiring that hitman on me. I mean, that was pretty easy to do, honestly. See, even I'm in here right now.
Okay.
Oh, I've had a
Once again,
shot.
I've had a brain hemorrhage shot as well, but the place where I worked, they called them something else that was worse. That's the one that's basically like a blowjob, but with a little bit of grenadine, right?
If I remember correctly, mine. Yeah, there is grenadine at the top of it too.
Yeah, just like a drop of grenadine and then like a Bailey's and something else.
It was barely on it. If I remember right, I think one had Midori in it, but that was like an alien brain hemorrhage because they wanted to have like the green effect.
Yeah. So there I worked that was very dark. They were called abortion shots.
Oh.
Or maybe that's just what my coworkers called them. Regardless,
Yeah,
that's how I was
alien
introduced
so
to
much
them.
better. Where the hell? How do I know we talk? Oh, those are interesting. That sounds like an interesting shot, Skip.
I don't see a way up from here.
See, like if I'm gonna do shots now, it's either just gonna be straight liquor or orgasms. Which orgasms are like the easiest thing to make, which are hilarious. Especially because how they taught me how to remember the shots in it. Snorting. Yeah, that just sounds dumb with the lemon.
We'll get along well.
Go. You gotta catapult yourself. Or maybe...
Well,
Ready?
yep. What the
There.
hell?
So dissatisfying. I think you have to, magnify
There's a
yourself
bridge
to
over
it.
here I think I have to get. There we go.
Oh, those are some slick moves.
Oh, hold on. I think you're shooting stuff. Are you? Okay, yeah, you are. You need to help me climb this wall. The alcohol part's not dumb. The whole snorting salt and stuff like that is. Great, now if you could just make it a little bit lower.
It's, going down.
I'm yelling timber. Oh god, this is gonna be horrible. Okay, you need to make sure I have like some sort of like good distance between them. Shit. This is gonna suck.
Do you want me to make it farther over?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much gonna like rely on you to actually like... There we go. Hey Ivy, welcome in. Okay,
Ivy,
now
hello! I got an auto shoutout thing set up.
Divorce is going very slow because
Yeah.
we can't follow directions. Sadly. It's off to a rocky start, which is why she's aiming at rocks. Great, except I can't get over there.
Am I supposed to be doing something?
I think you're supposed to aim it towards like, so aim it towards me, like where
Oh,
I'm
I
at
can go
over here.
down.
Yeah, but you never will.
It will explode on the rocks. I think you have I don't know how you're supposed to get up there.
Well, see, so it stays on the ice, so lower it down and go to your left. So that's where we can start, and I should be able to jump and get into it, and then you just need to like...
I am very high up. Keep the magnets coming! I don't want to fall!
There we go. Have a good night, Skip. Hope you sleep well. I hope you have a great Friday, Saturday. Okay. Okay, got it. Yep. Oh, that almost screwed me. Okay. Now for the next wall. Or you can just keep playing.
Oh, you're over there.
I never even heard of that Pokemon. Saladit? I mean, I guess the guy just jumped off at any time, but apparently you just tried to kill me with that magnet.
Damn right I did.
Ooh, I still have snowballs. Wait, how did you die when I'm the one like doing all the risky stuff? What a pro gamer you are.
Yes. Yeah, I got an auto shout out, Ivy. Teddy, hello, welcome in. Gonna go now. Okay, yeah, we leave and definitely get some sleep.
Yeah, she tripped on a shoelace and fell to her death.
Wow. Wow, this place has a great energy now.
Look at all this great energy, and yet I'm still bitter.
Where am I supposed to be going right now?
You wish you had Teddy skills, Phoenix?
Same.
Let's see here. Where the hell are you going? Like, I can't even get on one of those birds.
Yeah, it took me a minute.
Crap, I don't have enough height. Yeah, you're all the way over there.
Were you not able to get on the bird?
No.
Look! The big wheel's turning!
You were a lot better when I was younger. Now it takes you a month to beat 2 games. I mean, it depends on the games. I mean, if you can beat 2 Final Fantasy games in a month, that's actually a really good thing.
Wow, this is some proper machine.
Alright, get on the wheel.
I saw the bell tower up above.
Yeah, like I'm gonna listen to you. I was actually really scared I was gonna fall off the ledge. No, 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 no.
I'm out of snowballs, apparently.
I know, that's why I know why you're leaving.
Alright, let's go.
Okay. Okay. Oh, this is a weird one.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Okay, cool. GG's. Teddy being a smart cookie. Okay, now your turn.
What you up here, Cody?
It's the wrong way.
What? Oh, I was trying to get you to fall off the ledge. Like that.
Don't you love when a plan works out?
Exactly. I love when a plan comes together. Okay, now I actually gotta pay attention. Oh wait, shit. Okay. There we go. Hello, Phoenix. I am not Teddy's friend. We're barely even acquaintances at this point. We're actually trying to get divorced.
Yeah. It's my future ex-wife.
So that way she can be happy with her current wife.
Yeah. Whom I love very, very much and is infinitely better.
Yeah, completely out of her league.
Yeah, she is.
Amazing what a night of tequila shots can do.
Yeah. In both directions. Tequila led me to you. Tequila led Sammy to me. Best and worst decisions of my life.
Sounds about right.
Hey, and that's the last bell.
Rise and shine, everyone!
Past wife.
Hey,
I am the wife in this game.
is working.
Hurry! Let's catch it to get to the top!
Just
Yes.
like everything with Teddy, it's very confusing.
Yeah, I'm the husband in this game.
Shuffleboard. Definitely heading over there.
Alright, get on.
I'm heading to the shuffleboard.
Rudy!
Oh.
Can I shuffleboard?
I like heights. I'm not going to a Ferris wheel.
Where are you?
I'm at the shuffleboard.
How did you get over there? Oh.
I went over here. Where there's a giant lit up board that says shuffleboard.
It's inside a mountain. What do you expect?
I mean, you know, misty mountains, just like Lord of the Rings that you said you'd never watch with me.
Hey, man.
With you specifically.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, launch your pucks as close to the edge as possible. Okay. Let's do it.
I'm gonna knock you out.
Wishful thinking!
What?
I think I currently have the lead. Ooh, Mario Galaxy is a great game. Oh. Well, I got a point there, I think.
Too far.
No!
Just a tad. Oh, damn, I just launched that thing.
Boring!
Actually, hold on. Nope. Okay, you could very easily cheat and win this thing. And you won. I do want to do a rematch, though.
Almost! That's called luck!
Oh, what a sore winner.
I mean, I would definitely be a sore winner if I won, but I didn't.
No. Or yeah, sore loser. Did they put stuff on the...
Oh, there's obstacles now. Interesting.
Go puck!
This is actually definitely getting more competitive.
Yeah, I'm actually noticeably in the lead for one. Normally you have the overwhelming advantage in every game we play.
Nephilim, have you ever played shuffleboard before? It's similar to a hockey puck.
Shit.
Smooth.
But it's like on this like very long board on it. Yeah, so it's essentially like in a big bar room thing for it, and essentially it's somewhere on there where you just try to like throw these things without going off the ledge. Please don't tie, please don't tie, please don't tie. And we tied.
Whoa, that was close.
Everyone wins. What kind of loser mentality is that?
I'm still in the win. In the lead, actually.
Right, I'm
She's still in the win.
this.
Ooh, there's another obstacle. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, it's normally not done on ice, but they have like salt on the board to kind of slow down the pucks.
This is called curling.
Yeah, this is actually more curling than shuffleboard. I'm playing like Ocarina of Time when I had those Bombados, I think they were called. Shoot. Ooh!
Points for me.
Let's go. I enjoyed that.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, there's no such thing as participation trophies when it's competitions between Teddy and I. Oh, so close.
Long.
Okay, I got 4 points. No pressure on you or anything.
Yeah, I didn't do very well this round, so now we're tied.
Do we want to do one more for a tiebreaker then?
Yeah.
I think someone touched
Okay,
my
cool.
pucks.
I'm actually curious. Are we able to change lanes or not?
No.
We're not? Okay.
You
I'm
see
pretty
how
sure
you...
Teddy is trying to cheat.
Don't blame me if the
I agree with you, Ivy. Thank you for being on my side. Yeah, just remember, Lady Teddy is in fact the husband in this game. She's the jolly, chubby one.
nothing to it.
Good start, good start.
Fuck.
Great start.
I keep
Perfect.
like accidentally blocking my own view.
Well, it's okay, I'm only at 3 points right now, so you have a chance. Oh no, I'm at 4 points. Wait, how did that happen?
Fuck! Oh,
That was so close.
that was so close.
Come on, you can do it. All you have to do is get 5 points
With one puck.
with 1 puck.
I'll take 1 point.
You are so close. And once again, I am the winner. Now, apparently you want to go do a Ferris wheel or something. Okay, so now we can go play on the Ferris wheel.
I mean, it never actually told me in the rules that it was against the rules.
again?
First step to fixing our marriage is taking a ride together, I think.
Well, you're the one riding by yourself. I'm not with you.
I know. Hey, he caught me.
Just trying to see how fast I can spin this thing. Oh, well, you're not even on the Ferris wheel anymore.
No, I got off.
At least somebody did.
It's not usually me, is it?
No, but you are the guy in this one too, so I
That's
guess
true.
it's just the norm.
I guess that just means that neither of us do.
Exactly. Such a shame. No wonder everything's blue around here.
Trying to get up here.
Yep. Ooh, hold on. Oh, I was hoping I could launch it at you.
Aw.
I'm king of the globe. King of the or queen of the globe.
12. Haha, 12. 12 bounces on one of their heads.
Wait, you got 12?
Yeah, I got 12.
Oh, come on, you cheated. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, what the fuck? God. Holy bullshit.
Hi, Max.
Oh, shit. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh no, I'm out of a.
13, 14. Yes! What did you get?
The initial sabotage was still very satisfying.
It was. I was so ready to count 12, and that's it. I just get smacked by a fucking snowball. Oh, I can't apparently combust if I jump into the fire.
Oh, there's fire?
Yeah, the torches. I jumped in and I combusted.
Did your snowballs
You should
melt?
do the same. What?
Did your snowballs melt?
I think I was already out of them, so. Come on, I believe in you. Go jump in the fire. You can do it.
I mean, fire is kind of my jam.
It is, so you probably should jump in there. Eat some. There we go, perfect.
Yeah, still have fireballs. Or snowballs.
Out here?
Fireballs. Yeah, totally safe. I agree with you, Max. Completely safe. Why is there a random turtle in here? It doesn't even make any sense. Why are you hitting the turtle?
I'm trying to make it go.
Jeez, you and Sammy are made for each other when it comes to this stuff. Hold on, I want to see if I can ram into this guy. Oh wait, damn it. I want to see if I can make them fall. Come. Come on. Fall!
You can attract the turtle shells.
Wait, what? Oh shit, really? Holy crap! Oh, this could be fun. Wait, is this what we use to knock him down? Okay, you have that one. Where's the one I can repel? Other than repelling you. Where's the blue shell? Oh, there it is. I just want to see if I can run this into somebody. Well, you would think with these things we could knock people down, but apparently that's not the case. Blue shell Mario Kart flashbacks. Yeah, sadly Teddy's not gonna be traumatized by that. There's also the red shell too, which honestly was always the more annoying one for me. Unfortunately, Teddy is not traumatized by such events. Where are we supposed to be going? Oh yeah, over here. Okay, well I'm where we're supposed to be right now.
Were we not supposed to do something with these turtles? Besides traumatize the turtles?
I think we're just traumatizing the turtles with these. So we definitely made Sammy proud with the traumatizing of animals in a video game. I like this music though, it's really nice. Get ass back here.
No.
Okay.
I'm practicing leaving you because I hate you.
I mean, that's fair. But also, you know, by you also leaving and not doing this, we're just gonna stay married.
Okay, fine.
Good, I'm glad you see it that way.
This is like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but with parents. You have to stay together to divorce, paradoxically. Yes.
You need to fix our relationship. But we want the bad ending. You missed. What a lame.
It's not letting me aim in here. Or it's not auto-aiming in here.
Really? The ultimate teabag. No. There's still actually a lot to this game left. The only time you ever see a screw.
Oh, yeah. The only time since our daughter was born.
Exactly. I forgot about that one time.
We made it.
Yeah.
My ears.
Neither of us remember it. Just one day, there was a child, and we were both confused.
You too.
And she speaks British.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Where I got your
I mean,
Christmas.
you're British.
What? You told me you got my gifts before we got here.
I did, but I left them at home.
You could have told me. Instead of spending money on new gifts.
I was worried you'd be disappointed.
Of course not. I could have waited for my Christmas presents.
Seems like the story of every parent ever.
Oh, I hid them.
Sort of like every parent. I always wanted to play this game, but never had someone to play it with. It's a good game.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the person you're playing with on there. It could either go really good or really infuriating. By the way, we're about to go clubbing now. Remember, do not accept drugs. Got it?
Can I make out with strangers?
Yes.
Well,
Cool.
Just no drugs.
hey, we got ourselves a party.
Unless they offer candy.
Yeah.
I think
This is more
that
like
sounds about
it.
right.
You know that candy is another drug reference, right?
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This one fits me perfectly.
And by the way, you can steal hats.
Oh, I love this hat.
Hey, I'm just borrowing this one.
Drugs are candies.
I think this is the perfect hat for me.
I've actually never seen that hat before. That is awesome. Hold on, I gotta find a nice hat too. I actually want to take those shades. Why can't I steal that guy's sunglasses? Yeah, no hat beats that one, sadly. That is an awesome hat you have there. Wait, did someone just throw up?
I mean, there is a bar. Wow.
Man, none of these guys can hold their liquor. What the hell's going on? Of course, it's the guy in the romper. Freaking lightweight. No, remember, this was a family-friendly game, I think. I don't know. Come on, get it all out.
I lost count.
I was kind of also right there, too. There we go. Come on, get it all out. You can do it.
Oh.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was a PG-13 game.
Ugh.
Just don't step in it, because that'd be kind of gross.
Threw up on me. I like fell in front of him right as he started to keel over.
Well, don't get close to me. I don't want to be next to your stinky ass.
You never want to be next to my stinky ass, because I never want to be next to your stinky ass, because we don't like each other.
Well, see, my ass isn't stinky, though, because I didn't play around and vomit like you just did.
It's just stinky because of who you are as a person.
Okay, so I'm just the internal stinky, got it. That makes sense. At least the vomit almost makes a heart. So there's like kind of romantic things going on there. Yeah, this guy's definitely going to die of dehydration eventually. But until then, I'm just gonna keep just standing on his back.
Hydrate, bitch!
We're just kind of romantic, I know. A heart-shaped vomit. You have your sound alerts off, don't you?
I do.
Damn it!
Wait, no, it played. I thought you said
Wait,
up.
it did? Okay.
Yes, my sound
Oh,
alerts
okay.
are currently turned on.
Okay, I didn't hear it though.
I heard it.
Oh wait, because yeah, I forgot I have your stream muted. That's why. Oh well. Okay, cool.
16. Okay.
Here, I'll even put my cat ears on too.
Where they can't see it.
Exactly. You guys have to believe me.
Alright, show off. Let's go.
Bullying usually is a form of love, but not in this case. This is just bitterness working its way out, Max.
No, it's not.
It's bobsled time.
Oh wait, shit. I gotta be pressing stuff. Come on, sabotage! Sabotage! No! why can't... Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Shit.
Yay!
Crap. I really gotta put the focus in.
Is it possible to speed up?
I don't know. I don't think so. And I just ran right into a
Get me out of here, mate!
gutted fish, I think it was.
What are you talking about? This is insanely cool!
Oh! Feel like I'm in
That's a lot of money, Nephilim.
Hey!
Because all is right with the world where I won.
Now look all the... Oh no!
Oh shit. What the hell? We're still doing this? Yeah, yes we are.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Could you not throw up like the one guy at the bar, please? It was kind of disconcerting.
No.
There we go.
I'm gonna try and get
this
it
guy
up close so I could throw up right in your boat. Drive by
At the boat.
yakking.
Try by yakking. Yakety yak. Don't talk back.
Come on.
How are we supposed to get to the top of the mountain from here?
Oh, come on! The lighthouse will take you to the top of the mountain. Just follow its light.
But the light's not on.
Sometimes. Here! The answer is
Waterproof book.
God.
beneath the surface.
Ah, we're gonna learn how to swim finally.
That looks chilly.
I remember this part.
Water.
I don't do well in cold water.
There's gonna be a lot of shrinkage for you. I apologize.
I can't breathe.
We're dolls, Cody. We can breathe perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I've never dived this deep before.
Hey, yeah, it's not chilly at all.
Look, where's the lighthouse?
Should be close by. I wonder how it'll help us get to the top of the mountain.
This is so trippy. This is so pretty. I wish that I didn't have to turn my graphics down.
Yeah, it is. It was really cool. Like with all the good. It is really cool. So like,
Hydrate, bitch!
definitely get a chance to look at it at some point.
Hydrate,
What is
bitch!
that machine?
I think it's right under the lighthouse.
Oh, I think hold on. There we go. I gotta actually hold on to this real quick, because apparently we're drifting. There we go.
Aww.
Oh, don't worry, there will be plenty of swimming around.
It's not oxygenated. Actually, probably is oxygenated water, but doesn't matter because we're dolls. We don't need to breathe.
But I will probably be very moldy after this endeavor.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
Yeah, yeah, of course.
very drippy.
Yes.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And yeah, it's kind of weird finally being this soaking wet around you.
Here we go.
Usually doesn't happen.
I know.
Okay, okay.
Whose fault is that, wife?
Decided you came all this way to repair their candy factory.
Oh no, probably because it's not a turn on to watch someone eat 30 lollipops, 20 pancakes,
Repair them.
and like, what, 17 caramel apples?
And chocolate apples.
Okay. So
Chocolate apples, yes. And the chocolate apple. I don't know. No, actually,
sweetness back
the chocolate apples were pretty sexy. I'll give it that.
Without sweetness,
Everything
the
else, I don't know.
relationship will die.
Hi, baby.
Right, just throw
Thea
it.
just came over to say
Cancel the
hi.
divorce.
She's still mad that she didn't get physical therapy. Or at least that she was stuck inside the house while Toby got all the attention and treats. Toby, hello!
Hi, Toby.
Cleo.
Some appreciation for
Cleo, sorry.
time to support the family.
Hi, Cleo. Hi, Dovey, by the way.
Well,
They're saying
Oh,
hi.
you said Dovey, not Toby. That's why.
Yes.
I got confused. Okay.
Turn on the candy production.
Dovey.
The sweetness.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're an attention whore. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Little
Says I'm not on
bitch.
camera right now.
Big bitch.
Oh, I get it. The
She's
light.
like, bitch.
Right. If we repair the generators, we can turn on the lights.
You know what? I would love to play the game with a pupper.
These pipes probably lead to the generators.
Now, where are those pipes again?
Now it's time to play with some pipes.
Are we gonna be laying pipe finally?
Dark and spooky down there.
Yep. Hopefully you know how to handle one.
We both know that I don't.
Wait, now my walk-on play?
Yeah.
Help me with this wrench, Cody.
It's probably been the longest delay I've ever seen.
Let the pupper play. It takes 3.
That is my entrance walk-on. It was supposed to be last, going like, look at this nerd. I probably do need to find another walk-on sound at some point.
Righty tighty.
I think I just lost a few years there.
Okay, so let's try this again. Wait. How are we turning this? There we
Right? Right is this way, isn't it?
go. I think so. Hold on. Yeah, I think. No. Yeah, you go that way. Or not. There we go. We got this now.
Uh-oh, I think you heard that.
Okay. I will say this is definitely one of the easier bosses, but it was definitely annoying when we couldn't figure it out. Oh shit, we're going to the... Okay.
Are we going
Shit, I almost ran right into it.
to opposite bosses?
Yeah, we were going to the opposite ones, and now we're doing it again.
Okay. Let's go. Oh.
Yeah, just let me carry this entire thing. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Right is the right way.
Right?
So, yep. I like how it's going after you, does not care about me at all. Where's the other one at? There it is.
Does this count as a boss?
Kind of.
You gonna hard boil some eggs for a snack? Nice. Nice healthy snack. Have fun.
Hey, it's working!
Look at that candy!
Looks yummy.
Enough to give you toothache. Let's find another one.
I'm trying to remember if... Okay, cool. We don't have to get that one. A long time since I've had any boiled eggs. Now I'm kind of hungry for them. Especially if they're deviled eggs. Those are amazing.
So this is how you're supposed to screw. Educational.
Oh. I don't know. I like this pace better. This is a much better pace. The other ones seem like they're just going way too fast.
Thinking that, you know, depends on preference.
Depends on preference. Yeah, I'm definitely more of this type on here too. That way I can at least last at least 20 seconds.
As the
Get a
woman.
new record going on there. As the woman, yeah.
As you know, it's a huge turnoff when the woman comes too quickly.
Exactly. I don't know anyone that likes anything like that. Just ruins the whole mood. Oh, Max, you're sick of eggs now?
So I think... Did you leave the water?
Maybe.
We've still got more pipes to do.
I mean, I have a headache. Do we really do some more pipes? Hey, animation voice, how are you?
Oh, well, we're gonna be leaving the water for these pipes anyways.
Follow pipes, activate.
Yep, there you go.
Woo! Things are
Amazing once I got out of the water and not looking at a pipe, my headache goes away.
Dude, I know, right?
Oh, this is fun. You're the one that gets to go inside now.
Isn't that normally my job as the man?
Yeah, but this time it's I have to open it up for you. Willingly. There you go.
But also,
Oh, I can see the generator.
There we go. I have myself nice and open this time. I'm
that's
the
a
wife.
first. Yeah, I'm the husband.
Ooh, it's pretty warm in here.
Ah, is that lava?
Yep, that's lava. I think you gotta move something for me.
Oh yeah. I gotta do the work, all the work. Jeez. What am I supposed to be doing?
Wrong side.
Oh, okay. I see now.
You gave me the fin, not the walkway.
Apparently, hold on. How do I give you the fin? Like, hold on. You have to go to this side. There we go. Since you already died once, I don't want to try to do that to you again. At least not yet.
Ah, halfway there. So where do we go from here?
I don't know what to
Let me know
do.
when you're ready to jump back up. You don't go into that one.
Okay.
What happens if I spin
think you
it
go
like...
to this one.
Oh, hey, Meg, try turning it around.
Can you get any higher?
Probably can't. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
There you go. You got them all screwing again.
That's what I do. I get things to screw. Look at that. Look at that big old screw.
Second generator.
Oh, I'm looking at that one. Put your little screw to shame.
Goodness. Only one more.
Yeah,
to
but
go.
there's 5 of them here.
Yeah, I'm not feeling kinky. At least not now.
Well, that's always a relief.
Sometimes it just takes one big one. But the big thing about that is just a big one. There's no way her perv level is only 28%.
Mine? Yeah, that seems a little low for the comments that I've been making.
Okay, so we have this pipe over
It's over
here. I
here.
think we need to do. This?
Yes, this one right here.
Okay.
Just follow my green dot.
You alright? I don't know, like, it was throwing me off because it was like 3 different colors on it. I was always looking at the red ones, like those are the ones that still need to work. Oh, yay. Whale bones.
Watch
That's
the
comforting.
edges.
Yeah.
You did not see that? No one saw that? No one saw that? How do I get so bad at timing this? Jesus.
Did not die once for this one.
You are cheating in some fashion.
I know, because I always lose everything.
Pretty much. I don't know why, I guess my timing just way off on that one. I couldn't get through the hole. I'm out of practice.
I guess I'm just a better gamer than you.
Damn. Well, I would like to rebuttal that too, but my gameplay tonight is sadly proving your point.
Shit.
I need to figure out which way I go. No, she doesn't have the gamer one. She has Lost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can launch yourself over on this one. Okay, so I think you need to come over here, and then you should be able to launch yourself up here.
Lost again?
Somewhere, I guess. Shit.
Love hearing Ergamus's voice more than I have to. Oh shit.
GG's.
Thanks.
There's a pro gameplay that I was waiting to see. I was tired of seeing that kind of gameplay on my screen. Okay, so we both just need to get on this side. Oh wait, shit, you're all the way over there. Oh,
Is that
fuck.
water? What is this machine? Is
Nice.
that water? What
Yeah, that
is
was
this machine?
not my proudest. Actually, this entire thing has not been my proudest moment.
Who cares? Water pillars are cool.
Why is that not working?
What?
Oh, it's because I need to dash, isn't it?
Died. Man, you really got hooked on that one, didn't you?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Shit.
Oh, okay. If I were to keep swimming up, do you think I'd die?
Nope. But if you want to die, you can just run into one of those fans. No, I'm in the lead. Woohoo!
Honestly, I think we're going to count lead as like death count
All right.
for this specific obstacle course.
Got this.
Gee, I wonder why you would want to go by death count. I think that's unfair.
That one went pretty well. I mean, I've died less than you have in this specific one. This specific obstacle course.
This is true. Which is why I think it's unfair.
Significantly less.
Remember that one icicle game and that shuffleboard game that we played? That was fun.
You mean with pretty much every mini game we've played, except for like 4?
Except for that one where apparently my finger play wasn't as fast as yours.
A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Exactly.
Oops.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think I've won every single one except for the tug of war. You're just much better at tugging than I am, Teddy.
A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Hi.
Oh, you're down there.
Oh wait, I think there's a racing thing we can do. I think there's a racing thing if you want to try it.
Hey, I think I need you to open this one for me.
On it.
Get over there.
I don't know. But if there's a racing thing over there, we can come back.
Okay.
Lead the way.
Well, it's wherever you were at, I think.
Oh, it was where I was at just now?
Well, it's not in it's above. It's not in the sea.
Oh.
That's what all these like circle things are. There it is. Okay, is this gonna be the getting over it challenge or shot redeem challenge?
Hey, May!
What do you guys think? I don't care. Do you really want to do getting over it? Press Y.
Hey, don't chicken out.
Nah, we'll do another shot one.
Okay. Green rings boost speed. Pass through the yellow checkpoints to complete a lap.
Hope you bring your A game.
I was born to skate.
Later.
Ah!
Here
Oh,
comes the ice
balls.
Mario for the win. Go.
Speed skating. Love it. Catch me if you can.
I'm a speed demon.
You're a speed demon?
Ha-ha!
No props.
Cool.
Ah!
Don't worry, I have faith in you at some point.
That's it.
Simple.
Bingo.
I'm just going for style points.
There we go. I even beat the snow globers.
They were blocking my path.
That actually is true. They did take a couple rings from me.
They did? Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if you realize this, but the rings go away after someone goes through them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I was not aware of that.
You took a couple rings from me, and that's how you got the lead at the beginning.
Nice. I am pretty happy about that then. Do you want to try one more time or go
No.
back to the no, okay.
Just because you took it.
I've ever heard of my life.
Are you sure?
Ouch.
I feel like it's something you may have
Right.
heard commonly.
Commonly, jeez. I mean, I've heard it commonly, just not that fast.
Don't hear things quickly usually.
No, because they're usually in the middle of like gagging from the comment itself.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, so far, okay, so now we're back even at 2s then, so.
I already was at 2. Oh yeah, you're right. We're
yeah, that's
now
what
we're
we-
at 2.
Yep, math is great, isn't it?
Do you remember how to get to where I was earlier?
No. I'm at the area where we need to like kind of spin and finish up here. What were you looking for?
Maybe it's down here? No, I don't think this is it. But I have another door for us to open.
Oh, okay.
Although I don't think we need to open this one because it's got candy canes going towards it, so never mind.
Yeah, I think we pretty much did everything we had to do here.
No, but there was that one area where it was like you may needed to open a door for me.
Yeah, but I don't remember where you were at though.
I don't either. Wasn't over here. Maybe this is it over here?
Oh yeah, that looks about right.
Okay, I think this is part of that challenge that we already did. And I just didn't look on the other side of the door.
It's
Alright.
weird that there's like no water in this area. But oh,
Where's the thing we need to do?
it's a square thing. Just channel your inner Skyrim and we can do it.
Alright, what's taking you so long?
I was enjoying a nice little swim. And we're dead.
Yeah, that worked out in our favor. Great job, wife.
Hey, you're the one that started screwing without thinking.
I mean, that's how I got married in the first place, isn't it?
I mean, tequila helped too, so.
Feels great to be above the ground again.
What a wonderful view!
And I like swimming.
That's awesome.
A 360
Well, it's just a good thing we're dolls on there because we're seriously just
Yep,
going from like
getting dizzy.
Arctic cold water to like snow and frost, so we would like freeze to death easily.
But we are dolls.
Well, I'm a doll. I'm a rag doll. You're just clay.
I'm a clay doll.
Yes, but you're still clay. Meanwhile, I get tossed and thrown around like the fun little rag doll I am.
There be light. Woo, come on.
There's nothing fun about you.
Ow.
And as the dom of this relationship, you don't let people
top of the mountain.
toss you around. You know this.
Damn, I did forget about that.
Yep.
And why is she a rag doll then?
No.
'Cause that's what
Her daughter doesn't know their situation.
That is fair enough. That is true.
Finally, a breather.
Yeah.
So how's everyone doing tonight?
Earned it.
We sure have.
You're a doll, you would be knitted or crocheted. Why, Max?
You know, we haven't been on vacation since Rose was born.
Really? Has it been that long?
Yep. Wait, why did we stop?
I mean, why would we go on vacation? We can't stand each other.
Rose was born,
I know.
and then the bills piled up.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Ugh. And then we had that leak in the roof, remember?
See, I don't even like skiing. I don't know why we're talking about this.
But maybe once we've sold the house, there might be some money.
I haven't been skiing since I was like
Hey, you could take Rose to Waterland.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
12.
She's been bugging us all summer to
It's
take her
honestly
there.
probably about the
And then
same
I'll
for
take
me
her
too.
again when it's my turn.
Yeah, she'll get to go twice.
Double the fun.
Yeah. Yeah, double the fun.
Speaking of fun.
Yeah, I think if it's anything I did like with snow recently, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago when it was just like a snowboard, or not a snowboard, but a sled. 'Cause we have some nice hills around us.
Cody!
Yeah, you hang on to your glasses. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Catch up now. There we go. That was easy. Ah, shit. Until I hit that thing. Oh, this is not going to plan.
Oh no.
So apparently when an actual challenge is not involved, you're doing really good at beating my ass in racing.
I know.
You can slide this thing around.
Ah, nice of you to catch up.
Yeah. When did you get that fast?
Oh, I'm a speed machine.
Hey, you are pretty fast.
Yeah.
This ice doesn't look so sturdy. Oh. Oh. monster?
Whatever it is, I'm glad it's frozen.
Just got myself stuck. I literally just got myself stuck. There we go. Thank you.
I need to get on top of that. You need to bring it back.
Oh, I see.
Oh, wrong. I'm hitting the wrong key.
Yeah, I agree, Max. That was such a great jump.
Maybe if you didn't get yourself stuck, we wouldn't be in this situation. There we go.
Uh-huh. Okay, so where am I dragging this giant monster at? And
Over
this
here.
thing that's partner nice.
Hey, check out the hooks above.
There we go. I just delivered the monster so he can jump around. This is literally how most of our back and forths just go.
Yeah, this kind yeah. Yes, it is. I think I broke something so you could get out.
Okay, okay, I think I see it. Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm gonna need you to drag this for me.
Okay, I'm heading up right now.
You need to get up there first.
What? Oh, I see now.
GG's. Knew you could do it, buddy.
See when I'm actually looking at something.
Alright, can you drag the other one over here now?
Maybe if you said please.
I never say please. You never say please. That's not the nature of this relationship.
Fine. Even though demanding usually goes a lot better.
Huh?
Even though just going in demands usually goes a lot better. There we go. Now back to the racing. Is there a safety word?
Incredible! These remains must be thousands of years old.
Fun to see you geek out about these things. But I just hope they hold up.
These were mighty creatures. We're like ants compared to them.
I think I'm actually finally in the lead now, so I'm gonna focus on this. I'm the wife. Hello, Lordos, by the way. Hope you're doing well. Wait, how the heck did you get in front? Oh shit. And I died.
Hey!
Damn it.
Who's surprised?
I'm kind of surprised. Kind of funny because last stream on there, like, pretty much what I am doing in this stream, Teddy was doing last stream. And it is completely reversed now.
Oh, look!
Lordos, hello, welcome in.
Let's see if they know the way to the top.
What's up?
Do I really?
Opportunity.
Really?
Yes.
You're finally beat my ass tonight, so maybe I can just blame it on being old and
Only
tired.
when it doesn't matter, though.
Exactly.
You mean
I still have those mini games on my side.
No. Relation shit. As in shit, like caca. You need to rebuild your relationship into
No. That's the bad ending. We want the
Yeah, what
divorce.
relationship?
Yeah,
Yes.
our relationship's already collapsed. Remember?
When
See?
something collapses, something new can be built.
I speak the true.
The attraction can grow
true.
freely, you know?
Do you know that reference?
Oh, yes! Let's
Slightly.
take it, baby.
I've heard it before. I just don't remember where.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't.
You speak the true.
Lordo, she would. I don't know. Would you know Cloud Atlas?
Tony! Keep on skating!
I thought the book was speaking in metaphors.
Keep moving!
Yeah, you gotta keep moving as you died.
Faster, Cody, or it'll kill us!
I love how I'm yelling at you to be faster, even though I'm pretty sure you're like way in the lead at the moment.
No, you're in the lead. I died.
Oh damn. Well, I did too, but I wasn't paying attention.
And I was just having fun!
So apparently, if it's a life or death situation, guys, I'm able to be faster. If it's just frolicking, completely different story. Shit. And I fucked that up. Okay, now you're in the lead.
At least I still won.
I fucked up so badly at the end.
I'm up here! Good
Thank you,
work
Daddy.
with your magnets. Can you feel it?
Mr. Kennedy, thank you so much for the resub. You are wonderful. I appreciate you.
Your attraction has grown stronger. Look!
Would I ever sign a prenup with Urkamus? We were too drunk to think of a prenup.
See? Now use your growing attraction to get...
Wait, were you saying with Artemis, or were you just asking that question for myself?
Lordos asked, would you ever sign a prenup? Oh, prenup Urkamus. Urkamus is actually married in real life.
Yeah, and I actually did sign a prenup.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, that didn't do it.
Okay. Oh, there we go. I mean, honestly, I think relationships are... What the hell? Are we...
Magnet is pulling on my...
Why am I carrying you?
Alright!
Jeez. There we go, that worked. Get your ass off me. And I can't even throw you off. What
I
the
mean, you
hell?
always are talking about how you're...
Well, you are top in this situation.
I'm sorry, we just have too much interaction.
Distraction. The top.
You are always talking about how you're carrying the relationship. Now I'm just making it literal.
Yeah, you are definitely making it literal. Hold on, can I actually... There we go.
Oh, thanks for the biggie.
Yeah. How's it feel now? Power bottom. Okay, I think we gotta figure out... Obviously, we're...
Oh, I think you are supposed to be on me for that, and I carry you across.
Oh, there we go.
My
No, there we go.
pull yours in too.
The magnet's
Okay,
attraction.
okay, now I can repel myself here. Get over, and then, yep, there we go.
You got
Back to being the power bottom.
Go ahead.
I can
That's romantic, not gonna lie.
What? That's romantic, not gonna lie. Being a power bottom?
That's what Max said.
Our
Yeah.
magnets react to each other again.
How we're being, we're both being switches right now.
1,
Okay,
2, 3. Boom.
There we go.
Did you hear that, May?
The storm's coming.
Yeah. We should stay close to each other.
Yeah. Keep your magnet ready.
Easy now, Magnet. You'll get back to her soon.
There's the tower!
Ah, great. We just have to get up this hill.
I'll let you do all the work. I'm just gonna relax here.
The storm!
It's either gonna build teamwork or it's gonna ruin friendships. We're hoping for the latter.
Every job should require this game.
Actually, it's not a bad idea.
Hey, grab onto the side.
Yeah, so one person buy it, the other one can mooch off of it.
Hold on tight, May.
Okay, so the way this works is we're looking for those types of magnets right
Yes.
Grab onto me!
there. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay.
Eye forward! Here it comes!
Oh, I see.
May, I can't do this without you.
Yes, I can.
Keep going, May. We can make it through together.
I hear it!
This is a competition.
We're gonna make it through!
Definitely a competition, I agree. Okay.
The wind in there! Through the tunnel!
Shit. Fucked it up.
The wind! Ah,
Oh wait, there's a tunnel.
help!
Imagine what happened if I actually listened to myself in this game.
I thought I had to wait for you and now you're ahead.
We can take shelter on the other side!
Oh, I don't think this one
Believe in
blows
you,
away.
May. Fight through it!
Wrong one.
Yep, okay.
Oh, the tower. Just one last push.
Okay, I think there's... Oh, shit. There we go. I know one of us needs to cross it, but I can't remember how.
Cody, it's gonna be tough. Can you cross over to the other side?
Okay, you get to cross.
I'm losing grip. Help.
Ah, fuck.
It's too strong.
Okay. So there's that thing on the other side.
I'm getting swept away.
There you go.
Come on.
No, I don't think we do that. I think you need to get to the other circle. Or we need to find a way to, like, meet in that center, I think. Shit.
Here?
Yep.
A meet in the center, like down there?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, then 1, 2, 3.
They're gonna have to do it alone then.
Okay. There we go. GG's.
Too much attraction.
Hurry up!
Oh, we made it!
Yes!
See, it's always these things like, as soon as I get past that part, I completely forget what we're still supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah, it's
Like in this level.
It's not that important.
windy out there.
Yeah, semantics.
Just popped.
We are learning the attraction.
That's the important part.
Ooh.
As long as we're getting closer to divorcing, it's all that matters.
That is definitely the most important part. Gotta get that divorce
You're
done.
such a magnetic couple. Don't say that. Don't say that. Magnetic, like a 5-car train wreck.
I mean, remember, certain magnets can repel each other, so that's what we're trying to aim for.
Yeah, that one.
Look, it's so pretty.
We are both positive magnets or negative magnets, but not positive and
both
negative. Yeah,
We are definitely both negative magnets.
definitely. We are both very negative.
Centers here.
We're in the negative anyways.
Bitter negative magnets right here.
Mm-hmm. The glass is half negative.
So nervous.
I know. That's what made it special.
Really?
We're just a bunch of electrons over here.
How you forgot your whole speech.
Oh,
It was the
man,
worst
am I gonna be
proposal in the history of proposals.
No, Cody. I didn't care about the words. It was the way you handled it.
You cared about the
Without
tequila.
trying to hide how scared you were.
Yeah, exactly.
It was brave.
It's also kind of stupid.
Mm-hmm. It was a mistake.
That's what happens. That's definitely what happens when people get drunk, though.
Mm-hmm.
La 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 la.
Stop it. You're making this go towards the bad ending.
What a beautiful moment you
No, we want the bad ending.
making great.
Or I
No.
think that's bad ending.
Bad ending is if we stay together.
Are you ready? Let's get.
Oh yeah, then we want the good ending. Yeah, I love the fact that entire thing was just all in one little snow globe.
Oh, that wasn't a snow globe.
Yeah.
I was wondering where we were.
I didn't want to spoil it, so, because, like, first time I got done finishing this, I'm like, how the fuck did that snow globe hold all this shit? It was my, like, initial reaction to it all.
What was our daughter's name again?
Rose.
Just a weird kid.
I mean, it is our kid, so they had no chance.
That's very true.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the past few years, every random kid in a somewhat adult video game has been named Rose, and I don't understand why.
How's the divorce going? We're not there yet. We're working on it.
Yeah. A lot of
Animation
semantics
voice,
quick.
yeah, at points this game is so twisted.
Genesis number 2. Congratulations! Isn't this exciting?
Yes, we're thrilled.
Good. Now, how do you find your purpose in life?
I don't remember what this one was.
Through, wait for it, passion.
Passion.
Yeah, I still don't see the connection here.
Because you've lost your passion, Cody. The passion that lights the path to your purpose in life. Passion, path.
Imagine having passion.
You know,
Couldn't be me.
No.
Maybe he's
Me
talking
neither.
about wanting to be a gardener.
good mate. Tell him.
Well, we partly moved here because
I still say the most what the fuck moment was the elephant.
I never understood why.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
I'm still
The elephant was so
traumatized by
fucked up. I was really hoping for a way to get away from that.
you never really seem to appreciate what I did.
Oh, so now it's my fault? You see, this is why we can't live together.
You see? That's why I gave up.
I do see. But look what it did to your relationship.
that.
Cody,
Relationship.
time to awaken. Passion. Ah, yeah. Ah, oh, yeah. Oh!
Wow.
I will say this one's actually a pretty fun one.
It's my garden. Look how everything has grown.
This is the one that I watched
It's you, Shrank.
Slim and Ivy do, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Beautiful. Oh,
Yeah, this one's a lot of fun.
all thanks to my painstaking groundwork, I might add.
Oh, really? Painstaking groundwork, huh? Look at these. Come on.
What is that? I didn't plant that. What is it?
Yeah. Use your head, and you will understand soon enough.
My head.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, and me. This time, you
Congratulations now, Bulbasaur.
and support his passion. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Just watch where you point those things.
Yeah, you just watch your head.
Are you able to kill me?
That purple
hold on,
is
let's find
blocking
out.
our way.
It looks quite ugly.
Yeah.
Nope.
What?
Oh, come
We
on.
need to get rid of it.
Shame. Why give me a sickle if I can't kill Cody with it? At least I get to pee everywhere. Hold on. Gotta mark my territory.
Wait. I want to pee everywhere.
Nope, nope. Sorry. They gave me the hose. Well, hold on. Just stay still. Stay still.
Open wide.
No. Oh my god. No, just stay still. Stay still. Try to get a first person view of your camera. No, turn around. Or turn your camera. We can't. Okay, my camera looks really weird.
My heart is bleeding.
Your heart is bleeding. Oh god. Damn, I can't crouch during it. There you go.
Another one of these.
Oh, you gushered so hard. Okay.
Oh, that's better. It looks a little dry in this pot.
Can you pee here, please?
Yep, I'll get it nice and wet for you.
Fast.
Now just stick it in.
Oops.
You
do know how to stick it in, right? It's not that
Hey,
difficult.
why don't you just jump right into the pot? Be
There you go.
one with your garden.
Ah.
Ooh, I'm dinner.
Cody? Is that you?
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. This is amazing.
I think you have to float to that thing at the top.
You don't float up.
Oh, you don't? Okay, well I have this right here. Maybe if I pee on something I can get it down lower.
No, I hold it down for you.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Fuck. And I screwed up.
Nice.
Yep.
Thanks, Cody.
That's putting your head to good use.
I mean, I'm just such a bleeding heart, Carrot King. You not notice this about me?
Man, what happened to my greenhouse?
Oh, it looks terrible.
Yeah. That is what happens when you abandon your passion. It gets infected.
Infected?
That purple stuff is everywhere.
And it will keep spreading unless you stop it. So,
Melody, hello.
nurture your passion,
Thank you for the lurk.
slowly let it die. Ha! Ha!
No. May, let's take this purple stuff out.
Let's do it.
Vámonos!
Vamonos! Exactly. Working together to kill nature,
That's how infections work.
just as we intended it to be.
Take over this fast.
It must be really powerful.
We have to save the garden before it dies.
Oh yeah! Locked and loaded!
Wow, show me what you got. What on earth are those?
See, that's a thrusting power I wish I could see more of. Just look at that belly jiggle. Wait, what am I supposed to be doing then? I feel like I actually should be doing something right now.
You can kill them.
I can, but I feel like... Oh, I think I know what I need to be doing. There we go. Alright, we're good.
Well, that'll teach him to stay away from my garden.
You nailed it, Cody.
Oh yeah! Cactus style.
She was drunk with the cactus power of just shooting down everything.
Oh, there's something over there. Oh, you're up there.
Wait, there's something everywhere. Yep, I'm up here. Was there something we missed?
No, I just thought we were supposed to go through the grate.
Oh, okay. There you go, freshly pissed.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow, you're so pretty, Cody.
I know, right?
Oh, look at
And I think I
you.
can help you
You
across.
almost look as cute as if you had the bag in your head. I think you need to do something with those vines over there. Or no, wait, I need to. There we go. Never mind. I remember now.
Oh, this is as far as I can swim.
Oh wow, this is actually pretty even.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Actually, look, it was almost planned.
That looks thirsty.
I think you gotta kill something.
Yep. I opened something up for you. Oh, you need a flower leaf yourself over here.
I'm not able to flower leaf myself.
Okay, well, you need to stretch out and get through that big hole right there. Do you see I opened up the thing? There you go.
Ow! I can't anymore.
So you're able to get over here somehow?
I am, but I don't know if you gave me enough leaves.
I didn't.
Not only did I stretch out that big hole, but I also had to like guide her towards it so she knew where to look at. As you can see, it's still working out very well. Now you need to go through the hole. There you go. And then like guide towards, no, you want to guide towards me, I think?
No more.
Hold on, wait, hold on. I might be able to get it now. Oh. Wait, are you actually like retreating back, or
I'm doing this on purpose.
you're doing this on purpose? Oh, okay, I appreciate it now. There's a delicate little flower, but also quite bitchy.
Yeah, let me fix that for you.
I see you. Oh, fuck. Okay. Are you, so once you do that, are you able to like,
It will make the leaf go away. You should walk.
should, but there's no way I can make it over there.
I mean, walk along the leaves that are there.
Okay, well I'm on the last one here, but I can't really go. Okay, there we go. Nice. So funny enough, I think we found a way to do this without the actual like hook thing, which I thought was cool.
You need to kill the yellow thing.
Okay, thank you. No, we do not make any sexual innuendos during this.
John King, hello.
Completely wholesome the entire
Stretch
time.
out that big hole. Yeah. Is this how women feel trying to guide men to a certain part of the female body? Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know I'm the man in this relationship. But that's how I imagine it would be.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to guide her to the hole, and she was having a hell of a time with it, so
It's everywhere.
seems pretty fitting.
How could I let this happen?
It'll be fine. We just have to chop it all up, right?
Well, I hope it's that simple.
Oh, what the f... Well, one of the leaves, like, threw me right into a thorn. Okay. Open up nice and wide.
Nice. Yeah, nice and thirsty.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes, what was it?
I don't know.
Oh, that looks pretty angry, May.
Yes, it does. Time to whack some weeds, Cody.
Ow.
Do I have anything I'm able to do here?
Hold it down.
I think there should be something. Oh, you need a, I think you need to grab it in some way.
It's moving around so much.
I got it, May!
Okay, I can't. Am I supposed to like slice? So I can't tell if I'm supposed to like spray it or slice at it.
Oh, we've got more company.
So when you grab it, I need to figure out if I'm gonna slice or not. Shit, hold on.
Slice it up, May.
There we go. Slice it.
Okay, slice it. Got it. Okay, got that one.
Slice.
There we go. Ah, shit. Okay, we got the strat for it, but now we just got a collaboration.
Got some reach with this thing.
Shit. Okay. Okay, we should be able to. Hopefully, we'll be able to get it next time. Ah, shit.
Oh no!
Oh, damn, so close. Okay, we got the strat for this, though. Down, welcome in. Fuck. Well, that went
That,
definitely a little worse.
yeah, just a little bit. Delando, hello, welcome in.
I'm being spit up on.
Go.
It's an auto shout out now, Max.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Don't die.
So the way the shoutouts work on it, if they first walk through, the first time they walk in the chat, known streamers get a shout out. But it's only the first time they walk into the chat.
Yeah, and I have to set it up too. Shit. 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 Shit.
Yeah, get rid of some of these guys. Man, I keep getting spit up on all over the place. Just going to the wrong spots. There we go. Oh, apparently I somehow died. Come on! Oh! One more hit. Oh, bullshit.
Yay, we did it!
Damn
The
sweet.
following would be like
Aren't
in
things-
thousands.
Well, we whipped them into shape, didn't we?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean, Max? Oh, you wanna go to the spa?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I even saw it last time.
Spa? Here.
You wanna take a shower together?
Hell for a foot rub.
No. It's gross.
Yes. Looks
You enjoy that shower. I'll wait.
I wonder if I can get a massage.
Oh, wait.
Boy.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh, boy, did I need
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Man, look at Teddy shaking her ass.
water for my head. Yeah, it'll do it some good.
I'm hogging
I
a
don't know what Anton's
shower.
gonna think about this.
This is one of the reasons we're getting divorced is I hog the shower,
Look at
right?
all this- Look at all this hot
No,
water.
there will be getting a massage, don't worry. Also, Dylan, and you already follow me. Yes! Yes, you do. Okay.
There we go.
Well,
Oh, damn, look at my moves.
fine. Oh, I could stay in here for hours.
Just swaying those hips.
Buzz off, thoughts.
Swiggity, swiggity, look at that booty.
Find my inner peace.
Got that wiggle motion going.
Oh gosh, it's cleaning between all my nooks and crannies.
I don't get any achievements for this, but you do get an achievement for this.
Here.
For Namaste.
Just going in here.
Oh, okay.
Then
Well, I think we just got the achievement when you were doing your shower. 'Cause that's when I got one.
I feel like I'm floating.
I'm not too sure about this one.
Did you skip the massage?
Oh, this is.
No, I'm getting my feet. I'm getting my feet massaged right now.
Correct. But this is really helpful.
I'm pretty sure I have like 2 caterpillars just like nomming on my feet.
Oh yes, please don't stop.
Oh yes, please don't stop.
I've never heard that before.
I know you haven't. So.
Definitely not from you, wife.
Well, no, I say something along. I say along the same things.
Please
Just
stop.
don't
Please stop.
there. Exactly. Just stop. Just no. I'll just do this myself.
Yeah, pretty much. The reason we never had a second kid.
Exactly. Come over here and get your toe sucked.
A little higher, a little higher. No, no, no.
Oh my god,
More,
this
wait,
is...
there, no. Yeah.
It's numbing on my head.
Oh, just
Oh, what the fuck?
splinter or two. Really sorry.
How is this comfortable?
Almost. Oh, yeah. There we are.
There's no way that this isn't sexual.
Yeah, I know. Like,
At least for the caterpillar.
there is definitely some thrusting going on from the caterpillar. Look at the angle of this too. Like, just look at the nub, like right in the middle. Like the angle of this camera.
Hey.
Like none of this looks PG at all.
And then it's like, it's far away, but you can't tell from this angle.
Totally nothing sus is going on here. See, now you're getting your own toe sucking going on.
Love it anyway.
I've
What
always
even is this? It's a spa, Carrot King. What else would it be?
Ah.
Yeah, this is a totally legit spa in Cody's garden.
Yeah. Were you confused? Alright, which one of these do I want to go hang out in? Because I need to use the restroom. I could get inner peace by meditating. I could spend time in the hot tub. But I think I'm leaning towards this one.
You want to get more caterpillar action?
I mean, it's more
Oh, what the fuck?
Were you good planning on sitting here, babe?
I just like sit right on your lap. I don't think I can recreate. Hold on, let's try to recreate that one more time. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
From this angle right here, looks
Oh my
almost
God.
romantic. But in reality,
Your hand is literally going like right through my legs.
that's what normally happens, right?
I mean, normally the pants are off though.
Carrot King, why is this funny? I don't know. Hey, can you get out of my space, wife?
Okay, fine. You can go over there.
You know what? I need to just be away from you.
Exactly. Don't you just need to leave or do something right now? Like, I thought you had to go do something.
Yeah. Although I'm really oops. I really think that the way to go is this one.
She's going right back to the caterpillar.
It gives me more action than you do.
I mean, that is true. But I also don't have like 20 hands, so.
But you don't even give me 2. You don't even give me 1.
Damn. I gave your finger that one time. Oh wait, never mind. That was tequila.
Okay, guys, I need to use the restroom, so I'll be right back. Suppose I could leave you so you could see my screen. I will, see you guys in a little bit.
Way too much pressure. I can't even entertain when I stream. I think the caterpillar will provide more entertainment for you guys than anything else. I actually want to see if I can do something real quick. I'm just trying to this is like the very extreme teabagging that I can do. That's how I practice game. I'm just trying to see what kind of chaos I can cause at the moment. Because unfortunately they won't let me just use my little pissy machine in here. Is this how I seduce? No, I seduce right here. See? Just look at how smoking hot I am right now. Oh, teabagging? Yes, that is exactly how I seduce. See, you gotta get your ass nice and heated up to what, 240 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you just gotta go over here, take that extremely hot ass, and just go a master teabagging on him right there. There's no way they can resist you after that. Then when they're all hot and bothered, you just go over here, go into water, and cool it down. Literally. I do like the fact they have like incense right here too. And remember, if they ask you what's wrong with you, you just gotta say you have a stick up your ass. Oh, fuck. I guess that would work as exactly as I imagined. We had the Vlad the Impaler spa session right here. You know what? You could actually make good pole dancing sticks if I could just figure out a good way to grab it. Ooh, hold on. There we go. Got some pole dancing going on right now. Boppo pole dancing. Just working on these moves right now. Who else is actually in here? Okay, so we had the hot shower here. Autocorrect makes you feel like an insecure teenager. Autocorrect has definitely fucked up a lot of my messages before. Half the time I honestly just wanted to get rid of it. Oh shit. And I hopped right into that. Apparently I wanted to get, hold on, what is it? Yeah, exactly, it's a blessing and curse. Now remember, we are not going to tell Teddy anything about the pole dancing that we did.
Oh, what?
Nothing. Welcome back. How are you? Are you enjoying your caterpillar, handsy experience?
You trying to give me a lap dance right now? Or are you jealous of the caterpillar?
Actually, I was trying to give the caterpillar a lap dance. You just happened to be there. While you were gone, the caterpillar and I just made a nice little pack. So.
Okay, I need to shower now that you've put your hands on me.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I gotta get my ass. I gotta get my ass soaked too after sitting on you. Still feels sticky.
There's no reason it would be sticky. It was completely platonic between me and that caterpillar.
I saw how he had his hands on you. Or how the caterpillar had its hands on you.
I'm checking what he will entertain us. Were you entertaining?
I would say no.
Where was the pole?
It's technically it was the incense over there. So, but I was able to step on top of it.
So at the residential that I was in, I'm reading chat, I'll show you guys in a second. There's this one room, because they would have classes in different rooms, and there's one room that was called the pole room, and I was like, oh, the pole room, and everyone was like that. Oh, the pole room, huh? And it turned out that it was called that because there was a pole in the middle, but the pole was like this. It was square shaped. It was a pillar just in the middle of the room, and it wasn't really a pole at all, and it was very misleading.
Pole room, so it wasn't a, yeah, pole room, but you couldn't dance on the pole.
No.
Whereas this pole right here, I can dance on. See?
Ah. It's friendly caterpillar ways. They are beyond our understanding. Animation voice, thank you so much for the lurk. Says no to everything, he really does. The pole room. Okay, but it wasn't really a pole.
Oh, but it was incense, and I was able to dance around it. I was able to use it like a proper pole. In more ways than one. Yeah, you also did miss me getting impaled up by it.
Did you get impaled? Did you actually die from it?
No, I didn't die from it, but I sure as shit got impaled.
Alright. Go fuck it up. It's the only thing you're good at.
Yep.
No, the whole greenhouse is infected.
It looks like it spread from over there.
Yes, it did. You recognize that plant?
No, I didn't plant that.
Are you sure? What about the first flower you planted in the greenhouse?
You mean
Stop making this romantic book. We're getting a divorce.
that?
Yeah, we want the good ending where we step away and Rose goes off to the
Yeah, we send her to boarding school
That first one.
in
yeah,
Canada.
boarding school. There we go.
You know, I
In Canada.
just wanted to make sure the joy would always
Trying to figure out if that was the Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure storyline.
Cody. That's sweet.
I just figure people are nice there.
Well, it doesn't
I played a rugby game against a team from Canada once. Kicked our asses, but they were so nice. When we tackled them, they would say good job, and when they tackled us, they would say sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
The nicest way to get your ass kicked in rugby.
Oh yeah, we got our asses absolutely handed to us. I don't think we scored a single try.
Oh damn, that's a shock. Imagine not
No, I think
scoring.
we maybe got like 1 or 2, but it was not close.
Ever since you told me about rugby, I actually wanted to try it.
Rugby is such a cool sport.
We're gonna need some major weeding, mate.
I need to talk to one of my friends because he used to play rugby.
Yeah, you do. Thank you for helping me out.
It's actually quite rewarding.
Sorry.
Maybe you have a green thumb after all.
Every time they got to try, they just had to say
I just
sorry.
find it satisfying to shred
No.
everything in my way.
But they would say sorry every time they tackled us, and good job when we tackled them. It was adorable. We actually still have a T-shirt. It was tradition at big tournaments like that where you'd bring practice jerseys and trade them with the other teams.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, we got a garden swing here.
Some stress relief.
We just got out of a spa. How the fuck do you need stress relief?
Hey, Cody.
I think I could get on top of that.
I think you just did though.
I just did.
Yeah. I got higher though. Okay, you ready for the challenge game?
Okay.
We'll do this one just for fun if you want.
We could add a shot.
Okay. Add a shot. Okay.
You ready to fall off?
Ha, I'm ready to fly.
Oh, I didn't look at the instructions.
We'll do a practice one then, and then we'll do an actual one. Because I think it's just swinging and then pressing A. So I think what we're doing is a long jump.
Hey, it's hard to
Ready to
see you
take
from
off.
up here.
Oh, rubbish.
Oh, pfft.
That was the jump of a champion.
I think that this one should count.
This one. Okay, fine. We'll make it count. We'll do one more then.
Hope you bring your A game.
So 3-2. I mean, everyone always says I'm so negative, so that just makes sense.
I mean, we were saying that we're so negative.
I'm ready to rock it.
Shit.
See my jump.
Wrong button.
Plus.
I mean, it was decent.
One more.
Okay, we'll do more. One more? Okay.
We'll do best out of 3.
Okay, that works.
All right, I'm looking forward to this.
If you're negative long enough, it becomes positive.
Oh, is that the best swing you have, May?
Boring.
Holy shit!
It kicked me off.
You could do better than that.
It kicked me off. What the fuck? We don't need to count this one, but I want to try again. Did we run out of time?
I don't know. Like, I think that's what happened the last time. I don't know if it's a time thing or a height thing. And apparently you can slide.
How?
I don't know, but like that's just what happened to me is like I just slid like that entire time and that's how I got 58 on it. Yeah, it's amazing how that always happens every time Teddy loses. We don't have to count this.
No, I'm saying we don't need to count this one. Like, now that I just want to try again. We don't need to count
Okay, so
this
I think-
round that we're doing right now.
Okay, so I think we're both at 3 now at this point.
Yes.
Boom!
There is a timer.
What's the...
Gotta work at this.
How do you slide?
What? I don't know. Like, it was just one of those things where, like, I slid.
I saw
Even
that.
if I slid- Yeah, I'm not really sure how I slid. It was just like, I think I just got a lot of momentum on it and just let me
This'll be
slide.
a piece of cake.
So we'll try one more time. The best performance on a Wednesday full moon.
Woo, now I'm feeling it.
I don't know. I don't know how.
It forced me to time.
Well, at least you got the best negative score. Okay,
You done?
I mean, do you want to try one more time, or?
I really want to try sliding. I'm thinking
Okay.
maybe control?
I don't know what I did to slide, so.
For this.
Well, Teddy's getting worse every time she does this.
I am
so-
getting worse. I did decent the first time. This is the same thing that happened with the pucks.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes, Cody, you won. Just you won.
At least I won.
What?
I won that somehow.
You won because I could just got a flat out 0 on it.
And I got 2.
You're
Okay,
not both just really fucked up. You just fucked up less.
here we can go.
Okay, okay, cool.
Can you fuck up these, like, onion things?
I can. So I take it now I'm gonna have to do this for you because you can't?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Max, for showing the only good picture of Teddy on the channel.
Wait, is... what?
It's your beauty emote.
Oh. It's at least the most accurate one.
Never all good.
No, we went the wrong way. Or I went the wrong way, at least.
Yeah, you definitely went the wrong way. I'm just here fertilizing plants again. It is the most accurate one and still the best looking one that she has. At least of her face.
Yeah, it's the most accurate one. Shit!
And you just went back to your old ways, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically her face is in the Get Lit one. Where she's fire eating.
Bouncy.
Perfect.
I could just push you off. That would've been funny. Simba. Or no, wait. Mufasa.
Who dis? You mean the person spinning? That's me before I cut my hair.
At one point she did have longer hair.
hair is too long.
Actually, it almost looks like mermaid hair again.
Spider!
Hey, Drake,
Yeah,
back
it
off.
grew too
I have a
quickly.
badass sprout on my head.
Same with my hair.
Cody, get his shield out of the way!
I'm on it. We're wearing it down, May. Keep it up.
You too! How do you like this weed whacking?
Not over yet.
Eyes up! Here they come!
Ah,
I can't breathe!
feel the burn of the sprout, man.
Look out, Cody! Here come more!
There's more of them.
Are these gonna just keep popping up until...
I think so, yeah. So we just have to kind of ignore it and try to just grab that shield. Or I can just get behind it like that. Oh wait, you already got the shield. Nice. Okay, cool.
Looks like a dead end.
It is. Hey, I know.
He's a spider.
Spider.
Hey, Charlotte.
Come on, come on. You can come out. The bad guys have gone.
Cody, what are you doing?
Just trust me. Come on.
Oh,
Hey there,
Hey,
little
cutie.
spider.
It's so cute.
Lift. We need to get over there.
Moonbed, hello.
To the other side? All right. Okay, thank you. Okay.
I didn't know you were a spider whisperer.
This one's gonna get slightly twisty, just so you know.
It's for you.
But if you're fine with the kaleidoscope level, you should be fine with this one.
What about you?
The swing actually bothered me more than this.
Come on.
Or the kaleidoscope did.
The kaleidoscope bothered you more than this?
Or no, the swing bothered me a little.
Soft and comfy.
Oh, okay.
Well, good for you. Can you help me get to the other side?
Okay, now look around.
I need a lift here, May.
Oh, I see. I gotta get this first. I'm really confused on what the hell I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay.
You did it.
Oh,
Yay!
miss going hiking in the forests.
Thank you, Daddy. Spider! Let's get it out of there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's trapped.
Not for charity. Thank you so much for the resub. Get Erica killed, please and thank you. I'll do my best, I promise.
I've
I've
been
already-
a lot earlier.
Yeah, I've already got him killed a couple times.
Come on, Spider. You're free to go.
She actually smashed a giant rock on my head.
Mm-hmm.
ah, looks like they know each other.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Hey, you were right, May. They really are all fuzzy.
I'm glad we found one for you.
You know, I never thought I'd ride a spider through our own garden.
Remember we dreamt about going on a jungle tour?
Yeah. I guess this is the closest we're gonna get.
Love you too, Matt. How are you doing?
We got spiders.
Peace was never an option.
You. Right on. Huh. You think you can get us out of here, Spidey?
Whoa! Better hold on to my glasses.
Whoa! Where are we going? Hey, Spidey! You doing all right down there?
I've never had a pet spider, but you're just so cuddly.
Cuddly spiders. You heard it here first, guys.
Hold on tight for this part.
This entire thing just is pretty much what I assumed that Australia is.
Oh yeah, basically.
You've got some nice tricks, little
Just
spider.
giant bugs all over the
Very
place.
strong spider. Cool. Very proud of you.
Dang from Spiderback. Sore from what?
Riding spiders, of course.
Am I going the wrong way?
I don't know.
Hey, there's my guard gnome.
I never like those.
They're classy.
They're creepy.
Wish Rose was here to see this.
Punching kangaroos in 1v1 combat to the death.
I would say that this is worse. Can I walk on this?
Yeah.
What is
You'd
the...
say this is worse than what? This is worse?
Then, the kaleidoscope level.
Okay. Yeah, because it's kind of affecting me a little bit now.
Oh, what is that?
What?
Just a constantly changing perspective.
Stay on your spider, Cody! Watch out!
Plants! Shark plants!
Crazy shark plants!
I was looking at the wrong screen for a second.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that. Totally never.
No, 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 no!
Whee!
And now we zoom again.
I love my daddy,
You need to spray this for me.
my superhero.
I'm gonna spray what for you? Oh, yeah, I see. I see what you're talking about now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Matt, for charity, thank you so much for the gift to sound alerts. Oh, you intentionally gifted it to sound alerts? Thank you so much.
I see. I think. Oh, I see. Hold on.
Hang on, before you do anything. Okay, I was thinking that I might be able to grab the other spoke.
Okay. It's not telling me. It's not giving me anything to grab onto.
You have to
so
climb up onto
yeah.
that thing. The
Well, I know,
space
but I
ab-
think it's I
no,
think
above
it's
it.
the lower-
Get on the log that's above it.
The log that's above it.
Up there?
Shit. Hold on, drop it. Hold on. Okay, that only goes to that, so...
Or maybe not, you're right.
Well, I thought...
Maybe I need
Have
to
a good
back
night,
up.
Carrot King. Sleep well. There we go, got it.
Oh, I see.
Carrot is going to bed, by the way.
Again, Spider.
Carrot King, thank you so much for hanging out as long as you have. I really appreciate you being here. And have a good night, sweet dreams. Sorry I haven't been very good at chat today.
You are just focused. The only thing on your mind is getting this divorce done.
Seriously.
And once you only have one wife again,
Brown widow.
we'll go back to socializing and chat.
Come on, quick, mate, get off!
It is almost 4 a.m., so I think after this, are you okay with just stopping here?
Yes, I should be ending soon anyways.
Yeah,
Well, within the
that's
next
how you
hour.
find cute. In this species, the wife kills the husband.
Ah, that's probably why they're so happy then.
Good one. Haha.
Yeah, that's the downside with time zones. It's almost 4 a.m. for me,
Let's go.
so I'm gonna stop it here.
Oh, you're stopping here. Okay.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You need to sleep.
Spiders have wild sex lives.
We do.
Yeah,
Female,
they do.
mates with the male. She gets pregnant. She eats the male.
Sounds about right.
They're all single moms.
That's why they're widowers. No. Anyways, have a good night, Teddy.
Sweet dreams. Thank you for playing with me.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. So, and then yeah, just let me know when we want to get this finished up.
All right.
Okay, see ya.
See ya. Matt for charity. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you, Matt. You gashered so hard. Why? Oh. I think I was saying goodnight to Urkamus, and thank you for lurking, Matt. Because I know that you're... It's early for you, relatively, at least. Okay, guys. Feels very early to end. But it is kind of late to switch to Magium. What are you guys feeling? Should I do a little bit of Magium? Should I end now? Should I just do chatting for a while? You stay for some chit chat? Magium is the story that I read out loud. Magium. It's the story that I read out loud from. It's a choose your own adventure, and you guys are able to help me make decisions and stuff. And then most people just fall asleep. Oh, Max, you haven't been there for that? Yes, I didn't realize you hadn't been here for Magium. So we are, right now we're achievement hunting to get to book 3. We're in the middle, like, we could do it for a little bit. Okay, well, in order to switch to Magium, I'm going to need to go on break for a little bit to set everything up. So I'm going to go on break. Done. Oh, it's just frozen over here. Alrighty, yeah. So, I mean, it's just switching games, and I have to turn off all my sound alerts and everything. So I'm gonna be right back. Gives me a chance to fill up my water and everything.
I love you!
Red Gaming, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to be going on break and then switching to something else really fast, so I will be right back. Thank you everyone for being here. BRB. I don't know. Shaking off on me? That sounded bad.
Are you sure about that?
But getting me wet is not better. So anyways, how are you all doing? What's new?
I'm gonna buy $50 of baklava, and I'm gonna eat it when I'm sitting.
$50
I don't even
worth?
feel bad about it. I feel great about it. Alright. Holy shawarma. Let's go, Frenzy Fields.
Actually,
Yellow
I
Ping.
bought. Wait a second. I bought those today. I bought baklava.
Have you ever had a shawarma? Was it yummy in your tummy?
Be shawarma.
Kill myself.
Yeah, no, Molly wanted chicken shawarma. Serena
You know what I
wanted.
want?
Brilliant crotch shots. Thank you. This game makes me panic. Oh my god. So he's able to do it without even touching them now?
You know the route! You know the route! You know it! That's your route!
Oh my god! It didn't Ellie! Come on, man!
They're not wanting to move. No one's wanting to move. It's your route. It's your route.
Jump!
Are you serious?
She's not jumping! I'm also not pressing forward right now.
Okay, you have to press spacebar.
Yes, thank you! Tell my computer that!
I felt that rage there.
Ellie... This, No, stop, no. Holy shit. You got me there.
You want suck, I suck. You want blow, I blow. You want intellectual disputation, I got a big belch.
It makes me laugh too. Fun story about that is when I first set it up, I didn't tell anyone because I wanted to see people's reactions, but no one clicked on it or commented for a very long time. So eventually I wanted to show my mom because I knew she'd laugh even though she'd be uncomfortable at first. And this is the moment. I showed her the link and then I clicked on it and then my phone froze. So for a solid like 10 to 15 seconds, my mom thought that I made an OnlyFans, and the look on her face, I thought she was going to throw up. She looked so uncomfortable. Like, you know, a flashback of all the moments where she thinks that she's failed as a parent. Oh, yeah. And then it loaded and she was like, the gasp of relief when this happened was something special. My first time getting this lame ass roll.
Again.
Sammy! Oh my gosh, Sammy! Oh my gosh!
You're too lovely.
Yeah, we're lovers!
Oh my god!
This is so perfect! perfect! I'm screenshotting this.
The real Jameson word snap right now.
Hello. Hello.
I need to wait for night time.
This is so perfect.
I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, how do I do this task here?
Can everybody else do this?
Oh no!
God damn it!
Who killed you?
Kennedy! Kennedy!
Wait, were you the sheriff?
Dick!
I was a sheriff.
I'm sorry, but that's like the perfect game.
Yeah.
Anything like that before. The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar. And Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior. That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures. Exactly. Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
I can make it. I can make it. Rough day. What just happened to the chain? Okay, I'm back. Thank you everyone for being patient. Let me press. So it's switched over. Cool. Alright, so for the people who've been here before, you know that the way I like to do this is I like to record everything separately so I can upload it to YouTube separately. So I'm going to act as if I'm starting the stream over and greet everyone, and then I'm going to explain what this is going to be. So, without further ado, hi everyone, I'm Lady Teddy. I'm going to be reading to you guys from Magium, which is a text-based choose-your-own-adventure story game app that is free on both Android and iOS, and it's really good. I highly recommend you guys all download it for yourself. I have a lot of respect for the author. There's a ton of different playthroughs that you're able to do. Currently, we were doing a good, smart playthrough, but in order to get to book 3, we need to get 25 achievements in book 2, so we are achievement hunting, so we can do whatever we think is going to be the achievement to get there. Achievement hunting in book 2 is significantly more complicated, so I actually have the achievement guide up right now, so that, oh, why didn't it go to book 2? There we go. So that I'll be able to see which ones are even possible with where we are right now. Yeah. I'm going to be reading out loud. I'll be reading to you guys which ones I'm pretty sure that we can get as we go. I think we only need like 6 more. Yeah. I could also spend money to just skip straight to the next book, and I'm willing to do that because I would like to support the author. But at the same time, it's kind of fun seeing the different paths that we're able to do. And whenever I've asked you guys have agreed that we should just do the thing. If you have any questions, I know we're in the middle of the story, and it's a pretty complicated story. So if you have any questions about what's going on, feel free to ask. If you don't want to play it for yourself, all of my previous readings are in a Magium playlist on YouTube, so you could always check it out there. There. Yeah. Also, I have all sound alerts turned off since this is supposed to be relaxing. Yeah. I know that the reason I started doing this is because people like the sound of my voice and were saying they were falling asleep to my stream anyways, and I should find excuses to read, so here we are. If people just want to relax and listen to my voice, if people just want to fall asleep, that is totally fine. There's no pressure to participate. But if you do want to participate, what I do is I read out loud what the options are, and I'll give y'all about a minute. And if people do want to participate, I will go with whatever the majority of chat says. If no one says anything, then I will just make a decision. Yeah. I mean, I think it's more fun when there are people participating and chatting. But there's no pressure. And it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes people do, sometimes people don't. So like I said, Book 2, Chapter 2, the achievements for Chapter 2 are... So we already got Come At Me Bro, take all of your opponent's hits head on, instead of trying to defend yourself. Next would be the easy way out, accept the help of a shady individual without lying to him in exchange for making your life easier in the arena, which I set that up in the last chapter. Fourth wall breaker, make a reference that your game character would have no way, we won't be able to do this one. And Griffin Rider, ride a griffin and live to tell the tale. We might be able to do that one, I'm not sure. You should. If you do, you should also tell me about it, because I think it's really exciting. I got I made sure to get the author's permission to do this. I probably could, since it's a free game, I probably could have gotten away with it. But I have so much respect for him that, like, I would love to get him. Yes. And here's why. It's a very complicated story, and there are decisions you make throughout it. Green means you did it, yes. There's some that we just will not be able to because we've made the wrong decisions in the past, like in the past book, in the past chapters. There's also some that require you having certain stats because we have a stat device, and we don't have the available points. We don't have the right point layout to get those achievements. We intentionally went back to make sure we had toughness to get the first achievement here, which is why I'm not sure if we'll be able to get... Actually, I can check right here. Oh, we will be able to get Griffin Rider. Yes, we will be able to get Griffin Rider. So those are the two that we will be able to do. In order to get the fourth wall breaker, we need to be doing the average Joe run, which means no stat points have been used. Okay, what's going on right now is the party was in the same area when a noble was killed, and they couldn't blame the actual killer, so his party is being blamed for it, and the way that they're being punished is they're being put in a life and death gladiator arena, where he and his division that he's been assigned to have to fight real monsters to survive. If they survive, then the gods have deemed them fit, and that's just the way that they decide to handle it. But the dude in charge of it is going out of his way to make sure that they were all separated from each other and they will all die. He's meeting his division. He met this chick Layla in his division. She asked if they could go talk privately in their room. It turns out she is also a Lisathi, which is a rare race of people. And she also has a stat device, but hers is different. You can tell that just by looking at it? I asked her. No, of course not, Layla writes. Not by looking. I can tell by sensing the flow of magical energy surrounding it. Can't you? Well, I guess I can sort of feel the flow of it, I say, but there's no way I could tell which one of our two devices is gathering more than the other. That's strange, Layla writes. If you can't even tell the difference between our two devices, then how did you know that the stat booster was designed to work for Lisathi before coming to this tournament? From what you've told me, it doesn't seem like you are acquainted with any other Lisathi, so you must have discovered it on your own somehow. Unless... Layla pauses. Unless you had absolutely no idea how powerful the device would really be, Layla continues. And you were planning to keep pretending that you were a Stillwater until the end of the tournament with your stat device only as a backup plan. What do you mean? Of course I knew that the device works better for a Lisathi. Actually, to be honest, before coming here, I didn't even know that I was a Lisathi. I don't have a preference here. If one of you guys would like to, Am I a secret angel in the story? No. The goal of this story... Barry came to this tournament thinking he was an ordinary human. He's been searching his entire life for a way to become a mage, and he thinks that if he can somehow bluff his way into winning this mage tournament with the most powerful mages in the world, if he could get to the end, he thinks the prize could help him achieve his dream of becoming a mage. While here, he's found out that he is actually half Lisathi. Lisathi is a race that is only found... They look like humans, they act like humans, but they have almost no magical aura, unlike normal humans. And they are only found on Varathia. Yeah. Actually, to be honest, before coming here, I didn't even know I was a Lisathi. You mean you thought you were a human? Layla writes. No. Nope, no hints whatsoever. He thought he was a normal human. Turns out that he's adopted. Which he found out through a traumatic flashback. Sort of thing. Magical traumatic flashback. Yeah, that's what I meant, I say. Layla starts to giggle silently while covering her mouth with her hand. I can't believe how crazy you are, Layla writes. No one in their right mind would even think of trying to bluff their way through this tournament like this. Now I understand why you seem so calm, even after you've heard what the arena owner is preparing for us. This is just another regular day for you, isn't it? Well, I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it regular, I say. This is only the third time I've been thrown into a prison since I came to Varathia. There's still room for improvement. Hey, you two! I hear a guard shouting to us from the window of Layla's cell. You can have all the private conversations you want on your own free time. This is the recreation period. Get back outside. Aye, aye, sir, I say, and we both head back towards the recreation area. Once we're out, we both get back to our original positions without saying another word to each other. We've already said what we needed to say, and there was no reason to give Wilhelm any more opportunities to spy on our conversations. The rest of the recreation period was spent in silence. There was nothing for us to discuss about the upcoming fights, and nobody seemed to be in the mood for idle chatter. Since we couldn't just stand and do nothing for 2 hours, each of us tried to find something to occupy our time with. Bruce started doing push-ups, Wilhelm chose to sharpen his dagger, I spent my time reading from my notebook, and the two thugs decided to play some dice. Layla seemed to be the only one content with simply standing there, gazing at an empty wall in front of her until the recreation period ended. As soon as the recreation period was over, we all went quietly back to our cells. I continued to read from my notebook for a few more hours after leaving the recreation area. I've been reading through my notes about various creatures that I've come across in my studies, but there are so many of them that it's difficult to memorize all of the information by heart. I still remember the day that I enchanted this notebook. It was the day that I decided to begin my journey around the world in hopes of finding a way to become a mage. The enchantment cost me a fortune, but it was still a lot cheaper than enchanting a backpack, and it was more than what I needed for my intents and purposes. a notepad with an endless number of pages. Was there any other tool that could have served me better in my quest for knowledge? I skimmed through the pages again, trying to guess which creatures in the arena's I skimmed through the pages again, trying to guess which creatures the arena's owner is most likely to throw at us. There are harpies, wargs, wyverns, three-headed hounds, mammoths, giant spiders, giant eagles. The list is endless. And let's not forget that each type of creature has its own subcategories that cannot be ignored. Because they are sometimes wildly different from each other. You can have red spiders, green spiders, white spotted black spiders, and even 10-legged spiders, each of them with their own unique behaviors and weaknesses. Now that I think about it, Bruce mentioned that the arena's owner was fond of dangerous creatures. But does that mean that he might be keeping monsters of the humanoid type here as well? Monsters might be treated... Boston Small, welcome back. I'm glad you like it. Monsters might be treated as if they are mindless creatures, but by most people... monsters might be treated as if they are all mindless creatures by most people, but the reality is a little different. Monsters of the humanoid variety are generally much more intelligent than the average creature. Some of them are even organized in tribes, and they can communicate advanced information with each other through their own languages, even if most of them don't speak common. The ogres from the fort were one such example. If they have any monsters here that are as strong as the ogre captain or the shaman, then we might be in for one hell of a fight. As I sit on my bed and read, I suddenly hear a man's voice coming from my cell's window. "Greetings," the voice says. I turn around to see if I can get a glimpse of the man's face, but he is hiding behind the wall outside my cell. "Do I know you?" I ask him. "No," the voice says, "but I heard that there was a fellow Lasathi among the prisoners who were brought here yesterday evening, so I came to pay you a visit." "A fellow Lasathi, you say?" I tell him. "Yes," the voice says. "I'm here to offer you a deal. Normally we do not deal with criminals, but since you are a Lasathi, I believe it is only fair to give you a second chance." He pauses. "Go on," I say. "You see," the voice continues, "we couldn't help but notice that the King of Thilius seems to have placed an unusual amount of trust in you and your companions. Enough trust to invite you into his secret room below the throne. That is not the kind of invitation that is easily acquired." He pauses again to see if I have anything to say. He waits for a few more seconds, and then he continues from where he left off. "The deal that we want to offer you is simple," the voice says. "All you need to do is to convince the king to let you into his secret room again, while carrying one of our devices." "Is this device of yours a bomb, by any chance?" I ask him. The voice laughs softly. "Of course not," he says. "If we wanted to assassinate the king, I assure you that there would be much easier, risk-free methods to use in order to get the job done." "Then what is it you are trying to do?" "We are trying to subtly interfere with the way that one of the Gnome King's own devices works. One of the Gnome King's inventions is currently making his secret room completely soundproof. which stops us from listening in on his private conversations. However, at the moment we do not have any agents that the king trusts enough to allow them access to his secret room. This is why we turn to you. We are not asking you to do this for free, of course. There are ways in which you make your fights. There are ways in which we could make your fights here in the arena much easier for you. All you need to do is agree to help us, and we will take care of the rest. Lie to the Lysathi and accept the deal and betray them later. Refuse the Lysathi's offer. Accept the Lysathi's offer. The achievement we are seeking, the next one. The easy way out. Accept the help of a shady individual without lying to him in exchange for making your life easier in the arena. You would lie, but the achievement we are seeking is to make our life easier without lying. It is the coward's way. In the actual playthrough, we did not accept this deal. But right now we are achievement hunting. Which means that to get the achievement, we need to accept this last one. Don't worry, in our actual playthrough, we not only lied to them to get help, we go and assassinate all of the Lysathi leaders because they suck. In order to get to book 3 though, we need to get achievements. Achievement unlocked, the easy way out. I suppose we have an agreement then, I say. Excellent, the Lysathi says. Here's the device that I told you about. The Lysathi throws a small piece of metal through the window of my room. It looks rather ordinary, except for a few engravings on it. Make sure that you don't lose it, the Lysathi says. It would be difficult to obtain a spare. I can hear the Lysathi moving to leave. Oh, he says, and you should be expecting a last-minute addition to your team before the arena event begins. He will take care of most of your problems. With these last words, the Lysathi makes his departure. I wait for a minute to make sure that he's gone for good, and then I get back to reading my notebook. Hearing check successful level 3. Not long after the Lysathi leaves, I start to hear some voices in a distant hallway outside my cell. I recognize one of the voices as that of the guard who woke me up this morning. Hey, did you hear about this morning's meeting? The guard says. The one between the owner and the ambassador? The other voice says. Yeah, the guard says. I hear that they're bringing out the Minotaur for round 2. The Minotaur? The other voice asks, shocked. You mean the undefeated champion of the arena? The one and only, the guard says. And I heard that they're going to use the giant scorpions and the manticores for round 1. What about round 3? The other voice says. Will there still be duels between the gladiators? Yeah, the survivors will have to fight each other in one-on-one duels at the end, the guard says. But nobody is expecting any of them to make it past round 1. The last phrase was barely audible, as the guards were getting further and further away from me while they talked. The last thing I hear from them is the roaring of their laughter as their voices fade away completely. Scorpions and manticores, huh? It's a good thing that I got extensive notes written about them in my notebook. At least we won't go in completely unprepared. I spent the rest of the afternoon reading from my notes. When I felt like taking a break, I called Darren, Kate, and Hadrick through the transceivers to find out how they were doing. Darren told me that he couldn't stand any of his teammates and that they were all cowardly mercenaries who had come here to make easy money. Kate said that she almost killed one of her teammates during the recreation period, and that she only stopped when she found out that it was against the rules. No one had tried to pick a fight with her since. Hadrick seemed to be doing a little better. From what he told me, he's already made most of his teammates into his drinking buddies, and they were spending a lot more time in the recreation area than the 2 daily hours that they were required to. I also made sure to tell my friends everything that I heard from the 2 guards earlier, as well as the weaknesses and behaviors of each type of scorpions and manticores that I knew of. Hopefully this information will help them out in some way. After I finished talking to everyone, I got back to my reading, and I kept doing that until later in the evening when I was interrupted by the creak of a door, and by the sound of a familiar voice. "Farewell," I hear the disinterested voice of the desk worker coming from the recreation area as a door slams shut. I immediately realize what this means, and I open the door of my cell to see who the newest member of our division is. The man who just entered the recreation area is simply radiating magical energy, and he makes no attempt at hiding it. However, he does not appear to be one of the tournament's participants because I'm seeing a warning sign above his head telling me not to hurt him. He must be one of the local mages, judging by the look on his face. It's clear that he didn't come here of his own free will, so he's likely been sent here because he broke into blah blah. He must be one of the local mages. Judging by the look on his face, it's clear that he didn't come here of his own free will. So he's likely been sent here because he broke some Varathian law in some way. Oh my gosh, I just got a raid. Hang on, let me finish this paragraph. The mage notices me, and he doesn't bother to acknowledge my presence as he goes directly into his room. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording. Welcome in, raiders! Hello, hello! Irish Pooh Hair, thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? How was your stream? Let me get you a shout out. It might end up giving you another one. You were playing Skyrim! Oh my gosh, it's your first playthrough. How are you liking it? And I'm just giving you another because I have auto announcements on. Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in, the game. Hello, how are you doing? I just lost the game. Shit. Fuck you. And now I need to text my brother it. Because that's our relationship. We just, our entire relationship is pretty much messaging each other back and forth that we lost the game. You know what? I'm gonna take a picture of this. Scarlet Gravy, hello, welcome in. Irish, thank you so much for the raid again. I really appreciate you. By the way, everyone, you should go and follow Irish Pooh Hair. He's a really awesome, entertaining streamer. He's he normally plays games like Skyrim, I was surprised that it was his first playthrough. I've watched him play Jedi Survivor as well. He likes to play them on hard mode from what I've noticed. And he's he's very talented. I'm doing well, Irish Pooh Hair. Thank you for asking. Azafel, yeah, sorry. You feel like you're by your... Yes, so for people who do not know what's going on right now, what I'm doing right now is I am reading out loud from a text-based choose-your-own-adventure story game. Currently we are achievement hunting because we need 25 achievements to move on to the next book. So we were doing a smart, good playthrough, but that's not what we're doing right now. We're doing achievement hunting. I read out loud from the story, and then once we get to decisions, I allow you guys to help me make the decisions. Sometimes they're conversational, sometimes they're actions, sometimes they're just directional, things like that. If people want to just fall asleep, because I'm told that my voice is relaxing, so people like just listening in, relaxing, falling asleep, that's totally fine. There's no pressure to participate. If people do want to participate, what I do is I read out what the options are, and I give y'all about a minute. If no one says anything, I will make a decision. If people do want to participate, I will go with whatever the majority of the chat has decided. And since I know we are in the middle of the story right now, feel free to ask questions. Yeah, the fireplace in the background is actually new. It used to just be silence, but I felt like it adds to it, right? It's like I'm reading out loud to you guys from, like, right in front of my fireplace. Yeah. Again, Irish, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate you bringing your community here. I will do my best to take care of them. Thank you, Azafel. Okay, I'm going to unpause the recording now. Oh, actually, before I do that, for people who don't know who I am, I'm Lady Teddy. I normally do variety stuff. This is something I do as well, but normally I play, like, puzzle adventure games, like Resident horror games, Resident Evil. I'm playing Resident Evil. I'm going to start Resident Evil 3 and Skyrim. So, yeah. Thank you. Okay, now I'm unpausing. Currently they are in an arena fighting for their life. Well, they're going to. They're in their division, and eventually they're going to have to be in an arena to fight for their life. The achievement that we are going to be hunting, because some of them we're not even able to do, but we're in chapter 2 right now, we were not going to be able to get Fourth Wall Breaker. So the next one we're looking for is Griffin Rider. Ride a griffin and live to tell the tale. Oh yeah, Irish, if you need to go take care of yourself and de-stream, do what you need to do. Thank you again. The rest of the day was mostly uneventful, except for a drunk call that I got from Hadrick on the transceiver, who insisted on passing me to one of his teammates because of the funny way in which he impersonated a famous noble from the Western continent. Next book. We've already completed book 2. We need 25 achievements to get to book 3, so we only need 5 more. The next morning I was woken up by the same guard from the previous day, telling me that the recreation period had started. "Wakey wakey," the guard says, "it's recreation time." I open the door to my cell and start heading towards the empty area of the recreation room, just like yesterday. As I walk, I overhear the 2 thugs from my division talking loudly several feet away from me, and I turn around to see what's going on. It looks like they're talking to Layla, as she is casually leaning with her back against the wall, watching them silently. "Hey, princess," one of the thugs says, "how about you take us both into your room like you did with the Stillwater yesterday?" "Yeah," the other thug says. "We have some very important tactical information that we'd like to discuss with you." Layla continues to look at them without saying anything. The first thug who spoke concludes that he wasn't being intimidating enough, so now he places both of his hands on the wall behind her, as he leans closer to her face. "Listen, princess," the thug says. "You can drop the silent act. I know that you can understand me. So you'd better wise up and do what I say, or else I'm going to hurt you so bad that you'll wish you—" The thug doesn't get to finish his sentence, because Layla decided she's had enough, and she punches him so hard in the stomach that the man fell down and starts rolling on the floor in pain. "You bitch!" the other thug says as he pulls out his knife, but he doesn't get a chance to use it because a sudden kick from Layla sends him flying into a nearby wall. Scarlet Gravy, thank you so much for the lurk. "By the gods, that was amazing!" we hear Bruce shout from the other end of the room. He rushes over to Layla and he grabs her by both her shoulders. Layla Layla looks a bit shocked, but she quickly realizes that there is no ill intent behind the man's actions, so she doesn't attack him. "With strength like that, you could take out a small battalion by yourself," Bruce says enthusiastically. "How did they even manage to capture you?" Suddenly, Bruce realizes that he got carried away too much, and he releases Layla from his grasp. "I'm sorry," Bruce says. "I know that you don't like to talk, but I just want you to know that I've got your back. Whenever you feel like you're in a pinch in the arena, remember that you can count on me to help." That's all I wanted to say. Layla looks a little confused, but she nods slowly in acknowledgement of his words. "All right then," Bruce says. "I'll be over there, if you need me." He then turns away from her, and he goes back to his end of the room. The thug that got punched in the stomach manages to get back on his feet, and he's now rushing towards his fallen comrade, who still hasn't woken from his collision with the wall. Eventually, he manages to wake him up, and then they both walk towards their corner of the room without even daring to glance towards Layla on their way back. Nothing else happened during the 2-hour-long recreation period. The mage from yesterday isolated himself, just like everyone else, and he hasn't exchanged a single word with anyone. I would have expected Wilhelm to welcome him to the division like he did with me, but it seems that he didn't consider him worthy of the bother. After we return to our cells, I go to sit on my bed and I open my notebook. Not long after I start reading, I hear three light knocks on my door. "Who is it?" I ask. There is no answer. A few seconds later, there are 3 more knocks on the door, which are a little louder than the last ones. Open the door, tell them that I'm not answering the door until I get an answer. I will go with whatever the chat wants, or I will make a decision in about a minute. We're powerful? Not really. We have no magical powers, but we have the we are smart and resourceful, and we've got this stat device, so we are very strong, very tough, very observational, we speak all of the languages, and we can hear shit. Okay, I'm still giving y'all about a minute because I want to rest my voice for a second. If there's anyone else that would like to pitch in. It's... So we do know that it is against the rules for any of our team members to critically injure or kill another one of their team members. It could be someone who's outside, but they'd have to get past the guards. But we know that the only people who are powerful enough to do that, that we know of, are the Lysathi, and they think we are allied with them for the moment. Alright, let's open the door. Sorry. I'm sorry. My dog, I just woke up my dog. She's where my feet go. Okay, I'll be right there, I say as I put my notebook down and get up from the bed. When I open the door, I'm surprised to see that my mysterious visitor was in fact Layla. Oh, it's you, I say. Layla doesn't say anything, but I see her blue writing forming in front of her, as usual. Can you come with me for a moment? Can you come with me? Layla writes. There's something I need to show you. Sure, I say. Just let me lock the door. After I'm done locking the door behind me, I follow Layla and we head towards her cell. Once we're both inside her room, she locks the door and she points towards the wall behind her bed, with her blue writing, and her blue writing appears in front of her once again. Please place your hand on the wall and tell me if you feel anything special, Layla writes. I place my hand on the wall, like she says, but I don't feel anything. Could you give me some sort of hint? I say. What am I looking for, exactly? Don't try to look, Layla writes. You need to feel it. Try concentrating your magical sense on your hand as you are touching the wall, and you will understand what I mean. As I do what Layla says, I suddenly realize that the wall is somehow resonating perfectly with my magical aura, and that it's reacting directly to my touch. Okay, you're right, I tell her. There's definitely more to this wall than you can tell just by looking, but it's not doing anything. Even if it's reacting directly to my touch, I feel like it's still waiting for something to happen. Layla nods. That's because the wall on the opposite side of the room is made in the same way, Layla writes. I think that these walls react directly to our Lysathi auras, and that they are supposed to act as switches that need to be pressed at the same time by two different Lysathi. Switches for what? I ask. For opening a passage that leads to the underground caverns beneath these tunnels, Layla writes. I've seen these kinds of switches before in other buildings made by Lysathi. They always open up secret passages. And I've heard that the caverns below us are where the arena's owner is keeping the creatures locked up. If we could get a quick look, we would at least know what we'll be going up against. Or even better, we could sabotage the whole show by killing the creatures one by one, while they are all in their cages, instead of fighting them all at once in the arena. That does sound tempting, I say, but what if they catch us? Won't they be able to disqualify us for cheating? There are no rules that say we can't kill the creatures before the arena event begins, Layla writes. However, Layla pauses. However, what? I ask. However, Layla continues, the rules of the arena do state that the safety of the participants is not guaranteed outside of the area designated for their division. So, what you're saying is that if they catch us in the act, they can unleash all of their beasts upon us without any restraint. Layla nods. We can just go take a look, Layla writes. And if we see that there are too many guards, we'll go back to our cells. I pause a bit to think. All right, I say. We'll take one look, and we can decide after that. Layla nods again. She then goes to the other end of the room near the door, extending her hand towards the wall. Are you ready? She writes. As ready as I'll ever be, I guess, I say. Layla then places her hand on the wall, and at the same time I can feel a sort of magical current flowing through my palm. Almost immediately afterwards, the floor beneath us opens up, and the next thing we know, we are both falling into a pit, while we can see the floor to our room slowly closing itself back up above our heads. After what seemed like 100-foot drop, we fall into an underground lake with a big splash. As I tread water to keep myself afloat, I take a look above me to see if there's any way that we could go back the way we came. Yeah, I guess. The cavern walls and ceiling around us seem to be littered with some sort of glowing blue crystals that are providing a fair bit of lighting throughout the arena. But I see no throughout the area. Wow, I think I might need to end. I'm stuttering more than usual. I'm sorry, guys. The cavern's walls and ceiling around us seem to be littered with some sort of glowing blue crystals that are providing a fair bit of lighting throughout the area, but I see no obvious way of climbing back up to our cell. The only things leading upwards are some ropes that are tied to a pulley which is hanging from the ceiling, but there's no way I could climb all the way up there on the rope. There's no way I could climb all the way up there on some rope. Suddenly, I hear the sound of repeated splashing water behind me, and as I turn to look, I see Layla desperately flinging her arms through the water, with her mouth wide open, looking as if she'd forgotten that she couldn't talk and was trying to scream. Realizing what's happening, I quickly swim towards her and grab her by the shoulders in order to stop her arms from flailing. Layla, it's okay, I tell her, as she's looking at me terrified. Just grab onto me. I'll lead us to shore. It takes her a few moments, but eventually she calms down and she grabs onto me with both of her arms, holding me very tightly. Once I lead her safely back to the shore, we take a break to catch our breaths. We are both soaked to the skin, and the air around here is definitely not as warm as it is on the surface. Ideally, I could make a fire in this situation, but is there any wood to be found in an underground cavern such as this? My question gets immediately answered as I turn around to see a wooden cabin a few hundred feet from where we're standing. There's also a big pile of logs stacked up right in front of its door. How convenient. As I look towards the cabin, Layla pulls on my shirt to get my attention. When I turn to look at her, I see that she's lying on her knees with her wet hair covering most of her face, and her head bowed down. I'm sorry, she writes simply. About what? I ask. About dragging you into this, she writes. Layla, I say. If you hadn't dragged me into this, you would have ended up drowning in that lake. Layla keeps staring at the ground as her writing slowly disappears. Listen, I say. There's nothing to be sorry about. I didn't think that this would be a trap. I didn't think that this would be a trap either. I'm still not sure if it's a trap, actually. I mean, I'm sure that this was designed as a trap originally, but who knows if anyone even remembers that it exists. Either way, even if we've lost our way back, I don't think that we're in the wrong place. The only thing that's changed is that now we have to look for a way back to ourselves, while we are looking for the creatures. As I talk to Layla, the ropes leading to the ceiling are starting to catch my attention. They are coming out of the water, and the way that they are distanced from each other makes me think that they are tied to some sort of platform at the bottom of the lake. Possibly an elevator. I wonder if there's a lever or something at the bottom of the lake that could activate the elevator and get us out of here. Swim to the bottom of the lake to see if I can find a way to start the elevator, ignore the elevator, and go directly for the wooden cabin to start a fire. Han, Fire, welcome in. How you doing? And it is really good. I highly recommend it. It's called Magium, and it's free. Y'all have about a minute. Welcome back, Irish Boo here. So I see Asfel votes swim. Max says don't ignore. Hi Hunfire. Okay. Everyone's voting swim. I just thought of something, I say. Do you see those ropes? Layla nods. I think that they might be tied to a platform at the lower end, I say. I want to check out the bottom of the lake and see if there isn't a lever of some sort that I can use to activate the elevator. Can you wait for me here? Okay, Layla writes. I jump into the lake and I swim back towards the ropes. When I reach them, I take a deep breath and I dive into the water. It seems like I was right. There really is a platform at the very bottom of the lake tied to the ropes. However, there is no obvious mechanism that looks like it could be used to operate the elevator as far as I can see. The only thing that looks like something of the sort is a stone pillar next to the platform with a hole at the top, shaped like a spider. If this elevator is requiring some kind of spider-shaped key in order to get activated, then I'm out of luck. After a few more unsuccessful rounds of circling the platform for signs of a lever, I finally run out of breath and I go back to the surface to get some air in my lungs. This is pointless. Even if I find that spider key, there's no way I can operate this elevator. I might as well go back to shore. Main character is actually a man. Barry. But it seems like he was, if he was able to do multiple rotations of this platform. Spider key. Did you find anything? Layla writes as she sees me get out of the water. I didn't see any levers, I say, as I squeeze the water out of my shirt. The most I could find was a pillar with a spider-shaped hole in it. Unless we find a spider-shaped key of some sort, that elevator isn't going to be of much use to us. Let's head for the cabin. Maybe we'll find some flint or something to start a fire with. Layla nods, and we both start walking towards the cabin. There's something that's been bugging me about this wooden cabin since I first saw it. Unless there are some trees miraculously growing in these caverns somewhere, this cabin would not have been built by someone who got trapped here before us. This means that it was most likely built by the same persons who designed the trap, or at least by the people who know about it, and who can reach this place by some other means. The fact that there are a bunch of logs conveniently placed right next to the lake in which we fell makes me believe that this was done intentionally. Why would they go out of their way to make things more comfortable for us? Is this their way of granting us our last wish before they send the beasts to kill us? As we reach the cabin, I go inside carefully, making sure that there are no traps. The cabin doesn't have any fireplace or chimney, but there's some firewood inside, and also some flint. I take the firewood and flint outside, and then I take some sort of dried up moss from the cave's walls to provide a bit of kindling. Once we've set up the fire, Layla and I sit ourselves next to it, trying to get as close to the heat as we can. Shaylin Marie, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hey, this isn't half bad, I tell Layla as the two of us do our best to warm ourselves up by the fire. For a quick improvised fire that we lighted from flint and moss, I'd say we did pretty well. Layla nods. She then turns her back to the fire, trying to dry her hair without getting burnt. Hey, I've always meant to ask, I say, as I watch her dry her hair. Is silver your natural hair color? I've never seen anyone with silver hair before, but then again, I can't say that I've met many Lysathi in my life. Layla doesn't answer me, and she just stares in front of her for a while. It's difficult to tell what expression she has on her face because of the hair in her eyes. Is this something that you don't want to talk about? I say. No, it's fine, Layla writes. She pauses. Have you ever heard of the Beacon of Hope? She writes. If you're talking about the orphanage that was experimenting with creating artificial mages, then yes, I've heard of it, I say. Were you one of the Lysathi who worked there? Layla shakes her head. No, she writes. I was one of the failed experiments. The reason why my hair is silver is because it lost its color gradually, as a side effect of the several years in which they experimented on me, trying to make me into a mage. My hair used to be pitch black. Oh, gods, I say. Is this also the reason why you lost your voice? No, Layla writes. I was born this way. And I was given hell because of it. I don't remember much from when I was little, but I do remember that the other Lysathi what the other Lysathi used to say about me. They said that I wasn't a real Lysathi. They said that the Lysathi are a pure race that cannot have any birth defects, and they suspected that the reason why I was born a mute was because I was in fact a half Lysathi. I think that even the person that I once used to call my father had doubts about me. He never seemed to consider me his real child, and he always used to blame my mother for dying and for leaving him to care for her daughter. That's probably why he didn't think twice when they asked if any of the Lysathi who worked at the beacon were willing to volunteer their children for experimentation. Wait. You just said that you used to call him your father, I say. But you said yesterday that the reason why you were brought here was because you saved your father from slavery. This person you saved, Is he someone other than your natural father? The person that I saved was the one that I've been calling father for the past 10 years, Layla writes. He is the one who rescued me from the beacon all those years ago, when I was almost about to give up. He was the one who rescued me from the beacon all those years ago, when I was almost about to give up all hope. Is this why the two of you became outcasts? I ask her. Layla nods. My father had been one of the caretakers at the beacon, Layla writes. When he couldn't bear to see us suffer any longer, he decided to help us escape, even if he knew that this meant he would be marked as an outcast for the rest of his life. Were there any others who escaped with you? I ask her. Layla shakes her head. My father tried to convince the other children to follow him, but they were too afraid to trust him, Layla writes. They must have thought that he was trying to trick them. He didn't have time to talk to all of them because one of the orphans ratted him out to the other Lasathi, and he was forced to make a run for it. He made one last attempt to save the orphans, opening their cells before leaving the facility, but in the end, I was the only one who followed him. Didn't they try to capture you afterwards? I say. They did, Layla writes. That's why we were forced to live the next few years of our lives hiding... Schmidt, welcome in. We're achievement hunting. We found one of the achievements. The recording has been going for almost an hour, so... They did, Layla writes. That's why we were forced to live the next few years of our lives hiding in the woods of Varathia. At first, we would change our location once every few years to make sure that they don't pick up on our trail. But after a few months, my father finally managed to obtain all the parts he needed to make a suggestion device. Suggestion spells are spells that can implant certain thoughts into the minds of people and make them think that these thoughts are in fact their own. The device that my father made could cast a spell that would make people avoid an area. The device that my father made could cast a spell that would make people avoid an area, because every time they went near it, they would get a sudden urge to go around it. Oh, I know this spell, I say. I have a friend who uses it all the time. This spell allowed us to finally settle down in one place, Layla writes. We built our own wooden cabin in the middle of the woods near a river, and we even cultivated a garden. Some of the animals appeared to be immune to the suggestion spell, but they didn't seem to mind our presence. They even brought us food on occasion. So, how did your father get captured then? I ask. Did your suggestion spell malfunction? It's going well, Red Cook. Welcome in. I should be ending soon. I'm also stuttering like way more than usual. Or, at least a little more than usual. No, Layla writes. We moved out of the woods eventually. We heard that the Lasathi's leadership had changed while we were away, and that their new leader, Meredith, had prohibited the hunts for Lasathi outcasts. My father insisted that we move into a city because then we would have easier access to the parts he needed to work on his devices. At the time, I did not understand why he would want to risk his safety just to work on some devices. I only understood his true purpose a few years later, when he gifted me my stat booster on my 16th birthday. Back then, it could only write a few words, But he's been perfecting it over the years, and eventually it got to a point where I could put almost all of my thoughts into words by using my device. Oh no, I say. I just remembered something. What? Layla writes. The device, I say as I quickly pull the stat booster out of my pocket. I completely forgot about the stat device. I start to shake the stat booster to make sure that it doesn't have any water in it. And then I test all of the buttons one by one without locking in any stats to see if everything still functions properly. When Layla understands what I'm doing, she begins to giggle silently. It will take more than a little water to make these devices stop working, Layla writes. Don't worry. Your stat booster is fine. I'm sorry, I say, after I've made sure that the stat device still works. I shouldn't have interrupted. You were about to tell me how your father got captured. Yes, Layla writes. You see, the thing is that even if the hunts for the outcast were prohibited, that did not mean that the old grudges had been forgotten. The Lasathi who worked with my father at the beacon had been meaning to punish him for a long time, but they couldn't do it openly. So what they did eventually was that they forged some documents stating that my father had a huge debt to the owner of our house. They got the owner on their side, and he lied, saying that we never paid our rent since we moved into his home. We didn't have any witnesses on our side, while the Lasathi had all the witnesses and all the fake documents that they needed to prove my father's guilt. Given that he couldn't pay his debt, my father was sold as a slave to one of the nobles of Thilius. I escaped before they could sell me too, and I've been living on the outskirts of the city for months, trying to find a way to free him. But it wasn't until the beginning of the tournament that I actually got a chance to do it. As Layla stops talking, I suddenly realize that I've been asking her all these questions, but I never even bothered to tell her that I'm currently traveling with one of her old colleagues from the beacon. Should I tell her though? Layla never told me anything about, or Kate never told me anything about Layla before. She only mentioned Diane. Was this because she thought Layla was dead, or because she considered her an enemy for being a Lasathi? I'm not sure if I'd want to get this girl's hopes up in case Layla never wants to see her. Tell her about Kate? Don't tell her about Kate. Once we finish Layla's story time, I'm gonna end. Kate is another member of the party who is one of the very few survivors. One of 4 known survivors of the Beacon of Hope, which is a facility run by evil Lasathi where they experimented on human orphans, because no one cares about orphans, to try and create artificial mages. Most people died, and once the beacon was shut down, they took all of the rejects and dumped them in the forest or jungle by themselves with a dagger. Kate is the only survivor of the rejects. Until now, when we're finding out Layla, who was a Lasathi, but she was still experimented on, did survive. Shadow, hello, welcome in. Thank you for joining. How you doing? So it seems like everyone wants to tell Kate? Yeah, that's the debate. Kate might hate Layla because Layla's Lasathi, but Kate also is the entire reason she's here is to try and rescue one of her friends who was not one of the rejects. And she did go out of her way to try and save all of the rejects, and they were all dead. You're doing good? I'm glad to hear it. As far as we know, they never fought. It looks like people are leaning towards Kate. Yeah, Shadow, I set up auto shoutouts. So, like, I have to manually put everyone in, but when you first chat in my stream, it will automatically shout you out. So, and I'm good. I don't know if I said that or not. Will says tell her. And remember, this is achievement hunting, so it doesn't actually affect our story all that much. Okay, I'm saying 2 tellers, and then Max seems undecided, so I'm gonna tell her. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We're not throwing Kate under the bus here. We're just taking a risk. I just realized I never told you why I knew about the Beacon of Hope, I say. Do you remember meeting a girl named Kate while you were at the orphanage? Layla nods. I remember her. Layla writes. She always used to hang out with the Elementalist siblings that later became part of the Lasathi's elite task force. I heard that she was sent off to die in a distant jungle along with all the other orphans after the beacon got shut down. Well, your information isn't wrong, but I think that it might have led you to some wrong conclusions. I tell her. Kate is not dead. She survived. She's the one who told me about the Beacon of Hope. She survived? Layla writes, her face suddenly lighting up with joy. Yeah, I say. I met Kate here at the tournament, and I'm currently traveling with her. Would you like to see her? The joyful expression on Layla's face slowly gets replaced with one of sadness as she looks away from me. I don't think that she'd want to see me, Layla writes. I was being kept in a separate cell from the others at the orphanage, and we never got to talk much. Besides, I don't think that she'd want to meet a Lasathi like me, after all that she's been through at the hands of the Lasathi from the orphanage. Hey, you can't know that until you ask her, I say. I'm a Lasathi too, and I'm still friends with her. Remember? Layla does not answer, and she keeps looking away from me, as before. All right then, I say, as I get up from the ground. It's settled. As soon as we get out of here, I'll call her on the transceiver and we'll arrange a meeting between the two of you. Let's get going. Your clothes should have dried up by now, right? Layla nods hesitantly as she grabs my hand, and I help her up. We leave the fire behind and we head towards the tunnels beyond the wooden cabin. For the next 20 minutes or so, we walk in silence through the underground caverns using a long stick that I'd gotten from the cabin to test the ground for traps. In the areas that were completely dark, we had to rely on our stat devices to light the way before us, but luckily the glowing blue crystals that we'd seen before were also scattered throughout the tunnels, embedded into the walls, so we didn't have to worry about the lighting most of the time. He's rushing it a little too fast. Are you saying I'm reading too fast, or are you saying that Barry's getting ahead of himself? Alright, I'm gonna end here. This seems like a good stopping point. Transfer achievements to cloud. Transfer. Okay. Okay. I hope that you all enjoyed that. Thank you everyone again, Irish, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. I know that this is probably a little different from what most people are expecting. What a nerd. Thank you for joining. You love story time? Oh no. Did you just get here? I'm sorry. Yes, I am ending now. Yes, I'm so sorry. My throat is dying. And I need to go to sleep. But I do this at the end of my streams fairly frequently. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a really lovely rest of your day or night and you're able to find someone else to read to you. Or, also, for anyone that is interested in this story and they don't want to play it for themselves, which you can play it for yourselves if you want, it's free. All of my previous readings are in a Magium playlist on YouTube. So, my next streaming day should be tomorrow/today, which is Friday, when I will be playing Skyrim, probably, depending on mental health. You are all wonderful. I hope you have a really lovely rest of your day, or night, or whatever it is wherever you are, because I know that there are people who fall asleep to these streams, or they'll come here when they're just wanting to relax. I don't normally like raiding out, in case I go somewhere that's disruptive and I wake someone up, or I don't know. I've had people come in here while having panic attacks and stuff, and I wouldn't want to send them somewhere disruptive, so I'm just going to end now. But yes, thank you everyone for joining. You are wonderful, and I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow for Skyrim. Maybe group games. Bye everyone.